that's just like we gotta...
No, you're stalling. You're stalling. Make your point. Was it patriotic?
Okay.
Yo, what is her deal, bruh? She got no chill, bro. Go to there, hang on. Oh, of course it falls. Like, why would my mic just fell. Like, I mean, I have such a ghetto setup right now. It's not even funny. Yeah, that was there goes my thing. GG's. Yeah, so I guess I'll just react to this and then call it a day, because this, I did not expect this to be an hour and 42 minutes. Jeez.
Up stuff from the past, we can say she slept with Willie Brown, broke
But
up
nah,
the family.
looks like Jubilee is definitely
She got
like
4.5 million votes to get into AG and DA and slept with 0 of them.
You don't know
How
that,
do you feel
though.
about Donald
Do you know
Trump?
that?
Oh, she's trying to fluff. She's trying to fluff. Look at her smiling. She's trying to fluff. She said, "You don't know that, though, do you know?" You know, that's how you know when you got a girl, bro. That's when you know when you got a woman by her vajayjay, bro. Like, she got no choice but to raise high pitch her voice and just spam 3 words. You don't know that, you don't know, you don't know. Just spam the same line over and over again. That's how you know. Look at this.
Million votes to get into AG and DA and slept with 0 of them.
You don't know
How
that,
do you feel
though.
about
Do you
Donald
know
Trump?
that? No.
Okay,
Absolutely
so
not.
you think that she slept with 4?
Yo, she just yeah, that's funny. Okay, but nah, Jubilee spamming politic videos now. What
4.5
I'm
million
sure,
people to
I'm
get in
sure
a
she
position
could
of power?
have, but the one
Wait,
person that
are
she
you
did
serious?
was the most important person.
Did you just say that she
needed.
had to sleep with
These some
4.5 million?
bad debaters, bro.
My name is Dean Withers. I'm a 19-year-old liberal. I do political debate for a living, and today I'm surrounded by 20 Trump supporters. My first claim is Donald Trump is a racist.
Yeah, they are not good debaters. Oh, he's gonna have to be like, actually, he's gonna have to be a goated debater, because against 20 Trump supporters, that's like 20 different point of views of the same topic.
Yeah, so I don't understand how people.
That's 20 point of views of the same That's 20 point of views of the same goal. I know it took me a while to get that. That's 20 point of views of the same goal. Like, that's crazy. He's gonna have to be a
People
go-to
get this
debater.
idea that Trump is racist.
you only got
my family
one. There's only
came
one
from
of you,
a
bro.
communist country. They came from Cuba.
And then they're all going to be observing the conversations they have with the other that you have, or debates you have with the other supporters, and then they gonna kind of like formulate, oh, like, okay, like, so he said this and went wrong there. Okay, so now when I debate him, I know what I gotta do and how to go get around that. You know what I'm saying? And then if he fails there, somebody else is gonna see. It's like a domino effect. Like, they gonna know where each other fails, and they're gonna succeed where they fail. And whereas it's only one of you, so you gotta be like on point. You can't have no mistakes.
Came from Mexico, so I don't see anything or any statement that he's ever made that's racist. I mean, there's accusations, but there's no facts behind it. And this whole idea that all Hispanics are illegal immigrants and they came here undocumented is not true, because my family came here on both sides through the legal immigration process, not illegally here.
Okay, so that was a bold claim. You just said that, there's no facts to substantiate the idea that Donald Trump is going to be a racist. So in the 1970s, there's civil litigation held against him by the DOJ of the state of New York for literally not...
Oh, nah, he came with facts, bruh. Yo, he came with facts, bro. Look at his face. He's like, oh, damn, I'm not... Like, bro, his face is like poker. Like, he has a poker face, but in his head, he's like, oh, damn, man. Oh, he just hit me with facts. He just hit me with back claim facts. I'm fluff. No. I'm about to look dumb out here in front of the... No. Like, bro, he's panicking right now. He got the poker face. He's panicking right now.
Testers to his rental properties at the time. They'd send in a white person. The white person would ask the property manager if they had any available properties to rent. They'd say, yes, here we go. Here's a housing application. Then they'd send in a black tester that'd ask the same question, and then they'd...
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Because this might be the last time Donald Trump runs. Yo, like, whoever runs, like, for president next year... I'm telling you, it's gonna be so boring. Nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna be paying attention to the presidential debate, because that's following up after this. Nah, that's bad.
This was investigated by the DOJ.
This is entertaining as hell, bro. Especially because Biden and him had the debate Trump won, and then Biden gets replaced by Harris, and now everybody's siding with Harris. Like, yo, that junk is so funny, bro. Like, this is so entertaining, bro. This is crazy. Only a hate, like, he's so polarizing, bro. So it's like, it's just entertaining, bro.
quote unquote order from the higher up, from this boss, from Donald Trump, and then they investigated Donald Trump, brought civil litigation against him, and they essentially determined that he wasn't renting to black people, in which he then had to promise the DOJ that he was no longer going to racially profile in his housing application, and even had to put ads in the New York newspaper at the time, saying that he'd rent to black people.
So what you're saying is basically he's not renting to black people, but yet he employs a lot of minorities. He employs a lot of blacks, Asians, Hispanics onto his staff. So why would he be renting to black people? That doesn't make any sense. Also,
because it's an example of racism.
But also is an example that the Department of Justice is weaponized against people that do something in life.
Can you give me any evidence for that?
I'll give you evidence of that. Yes, I will, because Trump was political for a very long time. He made political statements. He was very unpopular with a lot of Democrats. He would say things that they didn't like, and they would go after him. They would weaponize the Department of Justice,
but that's
just like they are right now. They're weaponizing the Department of Justice against him. They're using the government for their political power to go against him because they disagree with his political opinion. That's what they do. The Democrats have been going after him for years, even considering he used to be a registered Democrat.
Why they have the flag,
so I don't believe
bro?
that Trump is racist whatsoever. I don't see that, because I see his employees. I've been to a lot of his properties in the past, and I know that he hires a lot of minorities. So I don't believe that to be true.
Okay, so your claim here is that, well, he actually didn't do what the DOJ accused him and held him liable for doing.
Yeah, but the DOJ says a lot of things that doesn't make it true.
Mind if I finish real quick? So you're saying that the DOJ actually was unfairly persecuting Donald Trump, a political opponent. In the 70s, he wasn't running for any public office, so I don't know why you'd say that was a political opponent. But maybe we could look at a more intuitive example.
Well, he's made political statements in the 70s as well.
Okay,
so,
okay. So your claim is that, the DOJ was unfairly persecuting him. Do you have any evidence of that?
If you go back, do you have any evidence why the DOJ was investigating him in the first place?
Yeah, because they had gotten
no, there's no evidence.
I
mean, the
do.
DOJ has been an illegitimate organization for a very long time.
Okay.
So they make a lot of statements, but it doesn't mean that they're gonna actually go through with anything. Nothing really happened at the end of the day. It was just a witch hunt at the end of the day.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't think you'd have any evidence for the claim that it was a witch hunt. I think that at the end of the day, this is a conspiracy theory. I think that Donald Trump
Conspiracy theory.
Mind if I finish real quick? Thanks. So I think that at the end of the day, this is going to be a conspiracy theory. I think that the DOJ does this. That Donald Trump would perpetuate a lot of conspiracy theories. He did this with the outcome of the 2020 election. But let's look at another example that's not coming from like the DOJ or like the criminal justice system. And we're like referencing like 2012 through 2014. Donald Trump said that because Barack Obama is black, he's obviously not a U.S.-born citizen. So therefore, he
did not say that he was black. He's not a U.S.-born citizen.
Well, let's talk about the birther movement, right? So I just have a quick question. Would you say trying to take
there was legitimacy questioning his birth certificate.
Questioning his birth certificate. What's legitimacy there?
Questioning because his family came from Kenya. How is he running for president?
Wait, Donald Trump's mother's a Scottish immigrant. Should we question his birth certificate?
They came here through the legal process. He didn't come here through the legal process.
Wait, so you're saying that Obama's parents were undocumented migrants? One second, I just want to clarify this.
Disqualified him as president.
I just want to answer a question.
Which would have disqualified.
I want to ask you a question.
Sheriff
One second, mind if I ask you one?
Yo. Bro, this is they literally watched Biden and Trump debate each other, and they just ran with it. Like, they took everything that they did in those debates and applied it here. So now they're just talking over each other, bro. This ain't even a debate no more. This is I don't even know what the fluff you call this, bro. But they talking over each other for sure. You can't even hear anybody. Like, you can't hear their point. Like, what point they
friends with Sheriff Joe Arpaio, who I'm friends with, looked into the claims of that birth certificate.
You got one person saying, "Ah, man, let me finish." Like, the other person's like, "Wait."
Questions of whether it was falsified.
The whole generation.
Wait, you actually believe that?
Yes, I do believe that.
Okay, so you were racist just like Donald Trump.
I'm not racist. Wow, you're calling a Hispanic and a Cuban racist.
Do you mind if I take 30 seconds here? All right. So first of all, yes.
Another white liberal. All right.
Anthony Diaz-Fazio supports an
flag?
extreme national abortion ban, with no exceptions for rape or incest.
Bro.
Anthony Diaz-Fazio
What is this, bro? These unskippable trash ads. Like, come on, bro. Oh, you see what I'm saying, bro? You see what I'm saying, bro? They over here promoting butt. Like, come on, bro. They promoting ass, literally. She walking, they pan on that ass. Like, they know their target audience.
Want to start where you guys left off?
Yeah, I think that hopefully we could slow things down a little bit here, have some
So they just vote
productive
people out or
conversation.
something?
So, yeah,
What
how
is
about
the
I just
flag
start off
for?
by giving you my reasons why I think that Donald Trump is racist. So, with the last guy, we kind of touched on the civil litigation that was held against him in the 1970s for not renting to black people. But I want to focus upon a more like intuitive example, proponing the idea that Barack Obama was not a U.S.-born citizen. So first, I just want to ask you a very simple question. Would you say trying to take away opportunity from a black man because he's black is racism?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, yes, I do believe that.
Okay.
But I think we also have to look into what the administration when he was in office did, not what happened back in 1970 when he wasn't
Is
even
this-
in
is
office.
this
It was a complete different
Gen
administration.
Z debating
making
each
rules.
other?
Okay.
When he was in office,
Nah,
he
this gotta
gave
be
opportunity
millennials, bro.
zones, gave funding to HBCUs. He
But they look
also
very young. They look
implemented
really
the
young.
First Step Act, which I feel like liberals really focus on, like, oh, our prison system has a majority of African Americans in there. So we gave them an opportunity to get out early, to start a new life. So I think if we're gonna go back and look at some stuff in the 1970s, that's not really fair because there's a lot of people on the Democrat
Bro, they said
side
one
that have
woke
done
teen
worse
survived 20
things
Trump
while in
supporters.
office.
But this is a teenager, bro. There's no way.
Joe Biden, who, when he was a senator, pushed to get African Americans incarcerated at a higher rate. Like, actions speak louder than words at the end of the day. And what Trump did in office helped the black community at an exponential amount compared to all the other administrations on the Democratic Party.
Okay, so you're saying what he did in office helped African Americans more than other administrations.
Yeah.
You referenced historically black universities.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how much funding he sent to HBCUs?
A decent amount. I can't give you the exact
So the
number,
exact
so
amount was $250 million per year.
Okay.
Do you know how much Obama's administration and Biden's administration have sent?
Oh, hey, God.
I would like.
Trump signed the Future Act in 2019, making $255 annual funding for HBC. He's permanent, but that's just one part of the diverse stream of assets that includes grants, contract. In total, the federal government provided HBCUs with at least 1.20 during the federal provided as much as. Now you see, why in the hell would they put this here during the debate to sway the viewer into going to the teenage against Trump? They trying to make Trump look bad, cause they just put numbers in our face. Oh, Trump only did 10.45 million. Obama did 2.4 billion, bro. You see, but it's like, why do y'all put that stuff there during the debate? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shouldn't he have like put the fact out there instead of them like? That's weird. I don't know. They going against
Obama
him
sent
so
$1
hard,
billion
bro.
a
That shit is
year,
crazy.
and Biden sent $4 billion a year. So not only did he decrease funding to historically black universities, all right, but also you referenced the First Step Act there. How did Donald Trump influence the First Step Act to get passed?
Through Congress.
Well, how did he influence that bill through Congress?
Answer that question for me.
Because he didn't influence it. In fact, it was proposed to Congress under Obama's administration.
Oh my God, bro. He making you look dumb, gang. You know, his A game, bro. You fluffing up right now. Multiple federal justice reform bills had just signed into law the last 20 years. 2004, President Bush signed a prisoner. Bush signed the Second Chance Act in 2010. President Obama signed the Fair. President Trump signed the first. Yo, have they ever like done this like in any other like presidential run or presidential race? I've never seen this before. They really swaying people. They really like they trying so hard to like sway people from Trump to Harris, and what I'm saying, or maybe not to Harris, but they just trying to sway everybody away from Trump, turn against Trump, turn everybody against Trump so hard. Like all the commercials, advertisements, literally everything just against Trump, and I don't even think they need that because I think Harris is gonna win just because like. Again, our votes don't really matter. I'll tell y'all this to the day I die. It don't matter. We the people count as a popular vote. The electoral votes is the ones that decide the president. So your government officials, your senates, all the people you vote for as state officials and whatever, those are people who vote for the president, and they're all against Trump. So they're gonna vote her. She should win. She's gonna win this, even though Trump's probably could get more popular votes because all the people in the U.S. I don't know. I guess they infatuated with him, whatever, but. It don't matter because the electoral vote is gonna go to her. All the
Administration
she's gonna
was
get more
shot down.
electoral votes.
And
That's
then
all that
something else I
matters.
did want to
But at the end of the day, as president, he has the ability to sign or send a bill back to Congress, and he signed it. If he was truly racist, he would not have signed it in the first place.
Okay, but
But at the end of the day, he still signed it. And he has that ability. Just like every president before, if they don't like a bill, they have the ability to send it right back to Congress, and there's congressional means to get it passed without the president's approval. But still, he signed it. If he's really a racist, why did he sign it in the first place?
yeah, well, I don't think
I was
that we
gonna be
can.
like, he signed it because he's trying to give the perception that he's not racist when he is racist. Ninja, what?
Just ignore Trump saying that Obama isn't a U.S.-born citizen and he's probably from Kenya, right? I don't think that we could ignore.
But
like,
here's the
what-
here's the
do you mind
thing.
if I finish here, sir?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't think that we could ignore the civil litigation against him in the 1970s for not renting to black people. I don't think we could ignore his recent comments about Kamala Harris saying that she
they throwing
turned black
those
implying that
flags.
she wasn't black
They
prior,
throwing
just
those
because he signed the
flags.
First Step Act into law. Like, I understand that does do
I'm just
something
waiting
for
for
the
him to
African
pull out
American
the white
community,
flag, 'cause
but I
so
don't think
far
we can
he's
say
beating
because
them.
he
I'm
did
not
this
gonna
one
front. Just
thing
because he's
that
just
all of
laying
these
out
other
straight
examples are null and
facts.
void. You also referenced Joe Biden there. I have no problem saying that Joe Biden has a racist past. And in fact, I think that's something I need to recognize and we should all recognize. But what I can't stand is when I hear people denying Trump's racism, saying it never occurred when it's so obvious.
But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to explain right now is that
Yo, I'm gonna keep it a band. I ain't even trying to defend him, but whatever. Call me whatever you want, bro. Everybody is racist. They have some type of racist in them. To a degree, everybody is racist, bro. You're gonna feel more comfortable around people that look like you than people that don't look like you. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck.
Biden has
And that's racist.
signed
That's literally
bills
racist.
into law, voted for them that hurt the community.
Now,
Trump has
you see what I'm saying? Like, it depends. I think it depends, like, on how you're clarifying racism. If you clarify racism as if, oh, like, you look different from me, so I'm gonna harm you, kind of like being like homophobic, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Oh, if you're homo, I'm gonna harm you. Or it's like, oh, you're a different race from me. I just don't want to be around you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, bro. But if we're clarifying racism as if, oh, you don't look like me, I don't want to be around you, but that's everybody, bro. You feel more comfortable with people that look like you rather than with people that don't look like you. Come on, bro. You know it, bro. Don't even lie to
has
yourself.
not done anything to that extent. Sure,
You can
he
lie
said
to
some
me,
things
you
were
can lie to
maybe a
other
little bit
people, but,
iffy,
bro,
way
don't lie to
back.
yourself.
You're citing things from back in the 1970s that did not even have like that. He couldn't even like sign a law or anything like that because he wasn't even in office.
It's about to be ad mania out here. Yo, look at this, bro. They are showing ass in these commercials, bro, in these ads.
Okay. I guess where I want to start with is looking at the actual word racist. I think
So how
nowadays
long they
it's a
gonna be
word
on this
that people
topic?
throw around, kind
Well,
of
I
like
guess
the
for
word
20
love.
minutes and they just like
It is
alternate.
a very
Yo,
powerful word.
yo, that might be a little unfair, don't you think, bro? You stay on the same topic for 20 minutes, but they get to like it's like a crazy handicap match. Like this is beyond a handicap match. Because usually a handicap match is like 3-on-1, 2-on-1, 3-on-2. Bro, this is 20v1, ninja. Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is like Drake against the industry, bro. Like he stood no chance. Like, come on, bro. This makes no sense.
Word has
That's
a lot
crazy.
of
This is super unfair.
negative connotation. It has a lot of
They
power
get to
that comes with it.
tag
When I
team
think of
out on the
racist, I think
topic.
of
I thought it
Hitler
was like
who
one
murdered
person per
millions of
topic
Jews. When I
for
think of
20
racist, I think
topics.
of the Ottoman
But
Turks
damn, bro, they
that
tag teaming
murdered
out
1.5
during
million
the
of my
topic.
people.
That's crazy.
I think of that. I don't think of Trump, who maybe he said things in the past, this or that. If we want to go about talking about saying things, Biden said Obama is one of the first mainstream blacks to be bright and intelligent. He said that you can only walk into a 7-Eleven
Oh, look at that
if you
dude in
have
the
an
back
Indian
smiling.
accent
Look, they got a
and
little grin.
intelligent.
Oh man, bro.
He said that
oh,
you
man.
can only walk into
Oh, look at him in the back, bro.
First
He's like,
mainstream
yes,
blacks
sir.
to
We
be
got
bright
his
and
ass.
intelligent.
We got
He
his
said-
ass. Look. He's like, oh yeah, we got his ass. Yeah. Oh yeah. He didn't think. Look at his face. Oh my god. He's panicking inside. He's like, oh damn, Biden said that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Biden really said that. That looks sad. That's a bad look. That's a bad look. You can't be telling. He's the most intelligent, bright of their kind. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, bruh.
Said that you can only walk into a 7-Eleven if you have an Indian accent. He has said that if you vote for Trump over him, you're not black. He said so many of these things in his past, and the prompt is talking
He
about
said that, bro.
is Trump racist?
He said that.
But to
He's
me,
trying to revoke
it's not
people's
about
blackness
that
from
because of how
them
the
because he
media
won't get
has
voted over
displayed
Trump. That's
racism.
crazy.
They just focus on Trump, and it is about both sides. They don't touch upon Biden. They don't talk about
So
Biden.
listen, bro. If Trump won over Hillary, and then just had Biden win over Trump, then how bad was Hillary? Or maybe the world just wasn't ready for a woman president just yet, so they had no choice but to go for him.
And when you look at his policies, like my friend mentioned, if Trump was a racist, he would not be passing policies. He wouldn't even give $1 to these black universities. If he truly had this, it's an intention of the heart. And I'll go out and I'll step out and say,
So
I'm
the
sure
flags,
everybody
like,
here
they just
has
raise
said
their
something
flag, that's who
racist
wants
in
to,
their
like, go
life.
next in this
That
round.
doesn't make you a racist. It's kind of like if you weigh 400 pounds and you eat celery, you're not skinny. All these examples that you're talking about are from years and years ago. What has he done that's racist in the last maybe 5-10 years?
10 years ago, 2014, Trump was actively proponing Barack Obama's birther myth, the idea that he was not born in
But
the
you already
US.
said that example. Give me something new, because that's
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
fine.
getting
Yeah,
tired
sure.
of
I mean,
that
you're asking for
Kenya
some in the last
issue,
5 to
right?
10 years. That was 10 years ago. I thought that I'd just go over that again.
Okay.
Another reason why I wanted to go over that again with you is because how intuitively racist it is, right? Denying or saying that a black man should have less opportunity because of the color of his skin is very obviously racist.
when did he make that comment?
Yeah, so the whole birther myth with Barack Obama, right, essentially hoped to achieve that he wasn't born in the U.S., he was born in Kenya, and because he's not a U.S.-born citizen, he shouldn't have the opportunity to run for U.S. president. The only reason he said that is because of the color of Barack Obama's skin.
But
I would like
has he explicitly said he said that specifically because he's black, or are you just taking that assumption?
Okay, so what else? What explanation do we have here?
I've said everything I need to say. I'm waiting on you.
Okay, so I mean, well, yeah, I think that looking at Barack Obama,
Yo, bro, this is how people debate nowadays, bro. They start laughing, trying to make you look dumb. And like, I already said everything I said. Like, come on, game. Like, here you go. Oh man, bro, I don't know how to debate, bro. Flow, no. Like, bro, that's literally what he was saying. In his mind,
saying
bro.
that he was born in Africa and then even denying his birth certificate
they
from
ready, they
Hawaii,
ready to-
still,
they
like,
ready.
attributing his birth
throwing
to
those flags up.
Africa.
Throw your
I
set
don't
up.
really see any other explanation apart from that, besides the fact that Barack Obama has black skin. And then another example
That's
from
also
like
a comment.
I
That
don't
wasn't
claim,
a racist
I don't claim
action.
no
That
set. I'm no set banger, bro. I don't claim no set.
was a comment. He's
Okay.
What action has he taken part in the last 5-10 years that have been racist against not even just blacks, against other races?
All right, first, I don't think that we should call like African Americans like blacks. I think that's a dehumanizing word. But second
That's
of all,
your opinion, but
okay, sorry. Second of all, right? Even if we look at like the last month or two, I'd say that saying Kamala Harris, right, quote unquote, turned black, implying that she wasn't black prior. That's another racist comment. We could also reference that as
because
debate.
she plays with that. One day she's Indian, one day she's black.
That's not true.
Hello.
Howdy.
Very nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you as well.
So, you know,
this is
you're
clearly
looking
an
back
older
at Donald Trump's
woman.
history. One thing I do want to say,
Just
I
so
don't
we
know
all
if you
know.
are aware, Palm Beach didn't used to let African Americans there. Donald Trump sued the city of Palm Beach to allow black membership at Mar-a-Lago. That is not racist.
Wait
I
a
think
minute.
allowed black
But he did not need to go to court. Trump was one of the first club owners in Palm Beach to open to Jews and blacks, but he did not need to go to court. What is that? But he did not need to go to court. What does that mean? But he did not. What does that mean? But he did not need to go to
black
court.
membership at Mar-a-Lago.
Are they trying to like degrade the fact that he opened his club to owners with a butt and then some BS at the end of it? What?
That is not racist. I think one of the problems that we have a lot on the left, every time there's a disagreement, we get thrown, you're a racist, you're a sexist, you're this, you're that. And it dissolves the discussions that we should be having on policies. Secondly, Donald Trump worked with Senator Scott to create opportunity zones in black communities. If he was truly a racist, it's not something that he would do. So I think the whole premise is he's a racist, he's a sexist, takes away from policy positions that we should be discussing. If we go to
Honestly, I can give two fucks about the racist thing. The bigger grand picture thing is that if he was racist, there's nothing he can do that he can enforce if he was racist, because everybody on Congress would make sure that he wouldn't do anything that would like really like kill like black people or minorities, I should say, because it ain't just black people that be getting fluffed over, bro. That's a common misconception right there. But just in general, minorities or whatever, like Congress won't let like any like law get passed to kind of dang, like just make life harder for minorities to live. Like, I doubt it.
Border.
What I really want to talk about is I want to talk about this inflation. I want to talk about the wars that are going on right now. That's what I want to hear, bro. This racist ish, bro, it's so dragged on. It's so crazy. It's like, bro, like LeBron's a fluffing billionaire, bro. Like, what racism are we talking about right now, bro? Like, what racism are we talking about? Like, come on, bro. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Like, we need to talk about this inflation. That's the issue that's really crazy right now.
We talk about rapists and murderers. Yeah, they are happening. Laken Riley is now dead. We have 300,000 missing migrant children known sold into the sex trade.
Report found that 2019 ICE has not issued notices of appearing in court coming down migrant children. 32 failed to appear. Based on the IG's findings, UCs who did not appear in immigration court are considered more at risk for trafficking, exploitation, or forced labor.
Per the last IG report, these are important issues. Our economy is important issues.
You mind if I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Are you a U.S.-born citizen?
100%.
You are statistically speaking 4 times more likely to commit a violent crime than an undocumented migrant. So when you kind of virtue
U.S.-born is about 2 times more likely to be arrested for violent crimes, 5 times more likely to be arrested for drug crimes, and 4 times more likely to be arrested for property crimes, according to review article published into the so his fact
is half of that.
They shouldn't be here.
Okay.
All right.
And America and my husband, they shouldn't be here.
Half of that.
They shouldn't be here.
Okay. All right.
And
immigrant. So when you kind of virtue signal on behalf of that,
they shouldn't be
So
here.
my whole thing about the immigration thing, I don't really have no politics, but who knows, bro? Who knows? Who knows what's going on, bro? But it's just a lot. It's just like that might be the reason why inflation is going up, because it's just so much people and it's hard to get jobs and all this other crap.
Here.
Okay. All right.
And America and my husband's an immigrant.
Okay. Yeah, but
A
also
legal immigrant.
Okay.
Why does she admit that, bro? Why does she admit that her husband is a legal immigrant? She just sold her husband out. Now they're gonna go to her house and they're gonna be like, oh nah, yeah, he's gotta go. He's illegal here. He's gotta go. She just sold him out, bro. What? Am I missing something? Like, that's how it works. Like, she literally just said her husband's an illegal immigrant, bro. So, like, did she just sell him out? Hang on, let me replay this.
Okay. Yeah, but
A
also
legal immigrant
okay.
who came here legally.
Okay, I understand.
We've got 100.
What? Yeah, she just said he's an illegal immigrant. And she was like, he came here legally, though. Then he's not legal, ninja. What? Yo, shut the fuck up.
ISIS in our country right now that was reported. We've got gotaways. We've got Tende Deragua. I've interviewed Oscar Blue, who's been through the Darien Gap 4 times.
She came with her
People
facts,
are
bro.
dying.
Okay, so you're saying that we have a crisis at the southern border.
He can't wrap his
Well,
mind
I'm
around the ish
saying
that
that
she's
you're
saying
saying
right
that
now.
Donald Trump is racist. Donald Trump loves America.
Okay. Well, first of all,
And
I
he
want
puts
to
Americans first.
I want to ask you one simple question first, and maybe we could get back to the prompt. Do you think that we have a crisis at the southern border today?
100%.
So you'd say that we also had a crisis at the southern border at the end of Trump's term because we have the same amount of
Actually,
daily
we have the
crossings today than them?
No, we do not have.
Hold on, this is going backtrack. This is like the most important thing that they could ever say for fact checking. During the last 4 months of the Trump administration, there was on average illegal crossing there has been an average of per day. Yeah, bro. That's like, bro, that's literally more than double, bro. And so that they just fact checked him, bro. And again, they say during the last 4 months of his term, the last 4 months of his term was during COVID, but I guess everything was locked up. So maybe it should have been even more harder for immigrants to cross, but who knows? But the last 4 months of his term, that was 2020, right? Literally, COVID hit in 2020. COVID hit in 2020. Or it hit at the end of 2020. Oh, no, not at the end. It hit in the middle of 2020. So, I don't know. Who knows, bro? But it's like people always forget to mention, like, during Trump's term, COVID hit literally at the end of Trump's term. So that's all I gotta say. It's like y'all forget that COVID hit literally the last year of his term. The last year of his term. So it's like maybe a lot of they did inherit a lot of bad stuff from Trump, like the Biden administration and everything, but he did get hit with COVID. We gotta cut him a little bit of slack. He did get hit with COVID. These ninjas didn't get hit with COVID. They didn't get hit with COVID. They just inherited this ish, but they weren't able to fix it, and it's gotten really bad. You know what I'm saying? It's gotten really bad.
We have
Amount of
about 2,400 crossings
that is
today.
not true.
It's
that
like
actually
as soon as the world opened back up after COVID, like all these mother fluffers just started crashing out.
We
Trump's
have up
term
to
after Biden's executive order.
14,000 crossings a day. The Biden-Harris administration put us back into what's called the Global Compact of Migration. They are now using an app where they use our refugee resettlement program to fly people into our country to different states. So for you to say that the Trump administration that did not have catch and release, that is not, and Biden put it back in, and then
she needs to
we
be safe. Yo,
also
somebody
had
tag
remain
him-
in
tag him for it.
Mexico,
Somebody tag him
which
for it.
on
She needs to
day
be
one
safe.
of Biden's administration he wiped
She's
out.
stumbling
Because it was
on her
ineffective.
words.
I mean, we can
Oh,
look
it
at,
was very
do
effective.
you mind if I talk real quick?
It's just propaganda. It's what you've heard from CNN and MSNBC.
Actually, how about I provide you a source that isn't CNN, isn't MSNBC, and it's actually a source from Donald Trump's rally. So remember when Donald Trump got shot in his ear? What did he have behind him?
It was the chart that showed the lowest crossings in
Do you
history.
mind if I talk about that chart?
I
So
have the chart. Should we bring it out?
You have the chart with you?
Oh, she's
Yeah,
ready.
I
She's
do.
on time.
Bring the chart out.
Can you hand me my purse, someone?
Like you have an actual picture of the chart?
I do.
Phenomenal. Let's look at the chart. She is prepared. This is great.
Awaken to a world of
Yo,
wonder.
That
and
passive aggressive right there, bruh. He might be God. He might be God.
Oh, it's on your phone. I thought that you had like an
Well,
actual.
it's a picture. We can hold it up to the camera if they want to see it.
Okay, well, I mean, well, maybe we could just reference the data on that chart. So you're referencing the Remain in Mexico policy. So that was one of Donald Trump's day ones. He only had increasing border numbers until the day he signed Title 42 into effect. Year by year, they only increase.
Is
The
that
Remain
why
in Mexico policy, the wall, it was all incredibly ineffective border legislation. He couldn't get Congress together to pass anything, so then he had to reappropriate
That's
DOD
not
funds
true.
to build the wall.
That's not true. Congress passed H.R. 2. It's been sitting on Chuck Schumer's desk since May of 2023. It was the
Yo, some of these ninjas in this video probably gonna end up running for president, vice president, senate, or something. Because these motherfuckers really out here spewing facts right now. It's crazy.
one bill that would secure the border. Border Patrol has endorsed President Trump. Law enforcement has endorsed President Trump.
Okay.
The Biden administration and the Harris administration have failed this nation, and they have allowed this invasion of our country, and Americans are dying. And sorry, these gang members should not be here.
I have a question. So, what do you say if we had an undocumented migrant that was like a felon, a sexual abuser, right, a violent offender, that they shouldn't be allowed in the country?
100%. None of these people should be without process.
Okay, so my question to you would be, well, then why do you want a criminal, felon, sexual abuser to run the country?
Because I believe that we're suffering from an extreme case of lawfare, which I can prove. And, you know, when you look, let's take, for instance, the New York case, the one that he's going to probably go to jail for, even though he's not guilty.
The 34 felonies?
The 34 felonies that they changed the statute of limitations in order to prosecute him.
Oh,
that they
no, you have your
changed.
case is confused. So they didn't change any statute of
Oh,
limitations?
yes, they did.
1 second.
Oh,
I
yes,
know what
they
you're
did.
referencing. If you'll just allow
Oh,
me.
yes, they did.
You'll just allow me.
But
30
not
seconds.
only
Do you mind if I
that-
just have 30 seconds real quick?
Well, we only have 40 seconds left.
I just
so
wanna
no,
clarify.
You can't
They
have
didn't
30
change
seconds. You've
it-
got the seat the whole time.
Okay, we have 35 seconds left. What were his felonies for?
Okay, so let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the plain and simple fact that they moved the number 3 from Biden's DOJ to
I
a
ain't gonna
state
lie, I wasn't
case.
even- I was
Let's
actually
talk
reading
about the
something
fact
else
that
while I
Mark
was having
Pomerantz,
whatever conversation
who
they
worked
was
in the
having.
Biden administration, basically pled the fifth 6 times when he said that he was talking to Bragg.
I'll be back. Hold on. I need some water. Oh my god. Watermelon. All right.
And he would not talk about that. Alvin Bragg ran on getting Trump. Let's talk about Judge Merchant's daughter, Laura, who's making millions for the Harris administration and the Biden administration right now in order to prosecute Trump. That is recusal. It's going to get dropped at the Supreme Court. Alvin Bragg should have recused himself. Judge Merchant should have recused himself.
All right, next topic, finally. God damn, bro. Wait, hang on. How did they shake the tower? Yo, I ain't gonna lie, she carried them, bro. She carried
My next
them.
claim is Donald Trump doesn't care about the American people.
Ooh. How you gonna back this up, gang? Since his whole shtick or whatever is like, it's literally make America great again. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna
I completely disagree with you on that. That Trump doesn't. You're saying he doesn't care about the American people. I mean, while he was president, he was pushing pro-economic policies, which were furthering the American economy. I mean, right now, if you go to a gas station, you're paying more money to fill up your car. Going to the grocery store, you're paying more for meat, you're paying more for groceries, you're paying more for a lot of things. Taxes are higher right now. So why
taxes are higher right now? We're still under Donald Trump's tax code.
We're not completely. No, that's not true. That's not true. Because each individual state can impose their own tax. Completely. No, that's not true. Why?
Taxes are higher right now? We're still under Donald Trump's tax code.
Yo, that pause right there. This thing's like. Oh.
We're not completely. No, that's not true. That's not true. Because each individual state can impose their own taxes.
Federal taxes from the
I'm going to give you an example. In Los Angeles County, they passed all these other measures, increasing quarter-cent sales tax here in Los Angeles County. And what do they do with the money? They misuse the money. They don't even use it to fix the streets. They allocate all this funding towards the homeless, billions of dollars, saying they're going to build all these shelters. They're going to build public housing, and yet all the money goes to administrative costs. It goes into the pension system. So they're misusing the money. They're not using the money to actually help people. So if you think about someone that's going to help people, Democrats have been promising people in the state of California that they're going to do something about the problem. Yet they have unlimited power here to do whatever they want. But yet we have thousands of homeless. The LA Times reported that there was 66,000 more homeless people in the last 7 years. That's the LA Times. That's a liberal magazine quoted. There's 66,000 more homeless people in Los Angeles County.
Mind if I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
So I've like a lot of reasons
ninjas,
I'd like to bring up here why I'd say that Trump doesn't care about the American people, but you referenced his economic policy.
We need
and we could
houses
reference
out here, bro. We need houses.
Yeah, can you name like one economic policy that Donald Trump influenced to get passed that benefited the low and the middle class more than it benefited?
But you can't work a 9 to 5 and afford a house. You know that, right? Which is ridiculous because how else are you going to be able to? What else can you actually do? You would basically have to work like maybe 2 jobs, at least 2-3 jobs, 2 at least, just to pay for just to afford an apartment in some of these states, bro. It's crazy.
Benefited the top 1%.
Well, first of all, the Democrats pass all these policies.
Wait, just about Donald Trump. Can you name one policy he influenced to get passed that benefits the low and the middle class more than it benefited the top 1%?
Yeah, he tried to, or during COVID, he tried to keep businesses open. I mean, Democrats were trying to close down all their states.
Can you name a policy?
Businesses that they put, no. They put a lot of businesses out of business during COVID.
That was awkward as hell, bro. What the fluff?
Democrats were trying to close down all their states.
Can you name a policy?
Businesses that they put, no.
What is that? Bro, I got secondhand embarrassment from that. That's the policy. That's what the policy is.
Close down all their states.
Can you name a policy?
Businesses that they put, no. They put a lot of businesses out of business during COVID. During the past years that COVID was in existence, all the states that were liberal, Democrat-run states, have controlled
they
a lot of
can't-
the process here
They
in the state
making
of
it seem
California.
hard to
Like,
debate.
I'll
They
give you an
making
example.
debating
You
seem
didn't
hard
answer
to
my-
know.
I'm so
In the
sorry.
state of
You didn't
California,
answer my
Gavin Newsom, in the state of California, Gavin Newsom shut down the state. Ron DeSantis did not
Yeah,
shut
they
down
trying
the
to get
state.
him the hell up out of there. All
Yet
those
you have
flags.
businesses here that were small that went out of business. Yet you have the state of Florida, the majority of businesses stayed in business, did not go out of business. The only businesses that went out of business, that stayed in business, were corporations like McDonald's, Burger King, and Walmart.
Okay,
so,
sir,
and
with
by
all-
the
with
way,
all due
and by the
respect,
way-
you literally
and by
didn't
the
answer
way,
my question.
The Democrats were benefiting those businesses because they were voting in favor of them.
Okay, with all due respect, you literally didn't answer my question. I asked you to name a policy that Trump influenced to get passed that
But yet
benefited.
you're the one that called me racist earlier, so I'm supposed to answer you?
Okay, well, I mean, if you don't want to have a productive dialogue with...
Oh, I sense a little bit of hostility here. Yo, if Trump loses, bro, Trump supporters might go AWOL, bro. They might start rioting, looting, everything. Yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think at the end of this year, I'm gonna be inside. I ain't going outside for ish, bro. No. If I'm hooping, bro, I'm hooping in the gym in the college. Like, I'm not going outside for nothing. I ain't going outside the college for nothing because I ain't going outside for nothing, bro. Love
me
that.
here.
Cause they gonna be
I don't see what your
spazzing out.
point of
They gonna be
even
going
showing up to
crazy.
the episode would be.
Well, productive is not calling someone racist either, right?
Imagine Warlock, Hell Knight, and Archdemon in one stack. And I beat them using only 2 heroes.
He just had a banana peel on his head, bro. Someone we haven't heard from. What the?
Howdy.
Oh,
Hi.
George.
So maybe we could go about it this way. Can I give you my reasons why I'd say that he doesn't care about the American people and get your thoughts?
Let me, if you don't mind, let me start.
Okay.
Honestly, the question's dumb. The statement's dumb. Because it's one-sided and it's an opinion on what we think he believes or he feels.
So this prompt says Donald Trump doesn't care about the American people. I would like to give you my reason why.
Well, I'll actually answer the other thing you mentioned. A policy that Donald Trump pushed for that benefited low and middle income people.
More than it benefited the top 1%.
His tax policies. And I know this for a fact because I'm middle low income. And everyone I know that's middle low income, actually, I don't know that many. Everyone makes more money than me.
Okay. Do you mind if I...
No. The
here?
only people I know of
Was he trying
that
to be funny right
complain
there?
about Trump's tax policies are those that make a reasonably high amount of money. There is nobody I know that makes over like 200 something K that doesn't complain about his tax policy. So I don't know what you make doing this. It's probably more than I make. I kind of wish I did what you do to a degree. But if you're making more than 200K,
Can I clap in here real quick?
then I'm sure you can complain, but I'm benefiting and I make less than you probably.
Okay, so first of all, you said that Trump's tax policy benefited the low and middle class more than it benefited rich people. That claim is false. 83% of the tax cuts in the bill went to the top 1%, went to people making over...
All right, we got another fact check. According to the Center for American Buyers, the Trump sales cuts are saying those who make $50,000 a year or more will receive the biggest benefit, while those making $50,000 will receive the smallest benefit. Oh, dang. So they just supported him in
$400,000 a year, and it cost the American taxpayer $1.9 trillion through debt-related spending, and it only is going to lead to an average annual GDP increase of 0.02%. Please allow me to finish.
Yo,
right?
You can tell this ninja went to college for calculus statistics. He was taking fluffing geometry in 8th grade. Like, bruh.
So it is the case that no, that didn't benefit the low and middle class more so than the top 1%. It only is leading to a greater income inequity.
I don't believe you, and I don't agree with you, and I've
Okay,
seen
so that's
no
coming from-
data. I've seen no data to support that.
Okay, so that's coming from the Tax Policy Foundation. That's coming from, other economic sources that we would find online to be able to distribute how much it costs.
Yeah, they got him. They packed him up out of there quick. Oh yeah, they need her.
So
They
is
need
it
her,
all
bro.
right if I give you my reasons why?
Round
doesn't care
two
about
with
the
these
American
mother
people?
fluffers. So far, she's carrying them.
In 10 seconds
She's
or
carrying
less.
them.
Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like in order to like have productive dialogue, right, have to be able to distinguish like why I believe the things that I say.
Okay.
Why you
And then I'll
disagree.
let you know why I believe the things that I do.
Okay, so the reason I'd say that Donald Trump doesn't care about the American people is because he has incessantly placed himself above the American people. One of the best examples of this was in 2020 when he denied the outcome of the election and then he attempted to stage a coup against our government in an attempt to rig the outcome of the 2020 election by like sending fake certificates of ascertainment to Congress to be certified as real. That was the greatest internal attack on our government since the Civil War. Another example would be the border. He has
Look at the dude in the
inconsistently
back, bro.
placed
He's having,
himself the Civil
he's having
War.
a colonoscopy
Another example would be
right
the border.
now. I don't even think that's a real thing,
consistently
but
placed himself above the American people. In that
But he's
respect,
having, like,
he
he's just-
torpedoed
he's
Langford's bill in
tweaking
the
right
Senate
now.
that would have specifically brought an end
Okay,
to the
so-
crisis 2 years ago
Okay, you've got
because he
three-
didn't want to give the Democrats a win.
Let's slow
and then
down.
another example.
Wait,
would
no,
be
no,
his
no, no, no,
incessant-
no, no, no. Let's slow down because you just put out so much. And let's
course.
unpack that a little bit.
Let's do it.
Okay, so the first thing that one thing I would like to say, does Donald Trump care about the American people? Donald Trump went to East Palestine. Joe Biden waited 6 months. Okay?
Okay.
Donald Trump went to the military families of the soldiers that were killed at Abbey Gate. Joe Biden forgot their names.
Oh my God, bro. Yo, bro, he can't really even deny that because this ninja be forgetting what time it is sometimes, bro. Wait, no, that's not a good example. He be forgetting where he is sometimes. Like he can't even like rebuke that, bro. Because that's probably a straight
Donald
fact.
Trump went and visited the people whose families were killed by migrants that were criminals. Joe Biden won't mention their names. Donald Trump let me, an average American citizen, go to his house 3 times.
Okay, do you mind like
Oh, she was giving neck to him, bro. Yo, bro, what? Why would she say that, bro? Yo, she was topping him off in the back,
Let me,
bro.
an average American citizen, go to his house 3 times.
Okay, do you mind like responding to my reasons why?
Okay, let's start with reason 1.
Cool.
Every election in history has had challenges, including Bush v. Gore. Okay. There have always been alternate electorals. I believe that January 6th helped Democrats well more than it ever did Republicans. You know why? Because it stopped the debate on the floor. And I, as a Republican, wanted to see that debate on the floor that day. I had problem with the elections. In 2022, my son's vote didn't arrive and I was a candidate.
Okay, I just want to clarify. So you do affirm that Trump sent fake slates of electors to 7 different states?
They were
to cast
not fake. There's always alternate slates of electors in every single
That is not
election.
true. That is not
That
true.
is true.
State political rights like they put electors before the general election. They officially become electors only if their party's candidate wins their states. I don't know what.
That is not true.
That is true.
Could you
I
give me
worked
an-
on the
okay.
Ron Paul campaign.
Is it possible?
when we were like 5.
Is it possible
This
that
has happened all the time.
Okay, yeah. Could you give me another example of a sitting U.S. president not agreeing with the outcome of the 2020 election, then going to the DOJ? Trump told Bill Barr to announce widespread voter fraud when there wasn't any.
They didn't investigate it. They didn't investigate
So do you
it.
know-
Every single
They did.
case
They
was
did. There were
every
63
single
court
case
cases.
that were dismissed on standing.
Because they didn't have sufficient evidence. To
No,
prove that it occurred.
because the judges said they never saw the evidence.
Okay, I'm going to go to tell you what happened with the 2020 election. So
okay,
Donald
well,
Trump
you're
formed
going
his
to tell me
own-
what you think happened, but I'm going to tell you that you're wrong.
Okay, one moment, ma'am. Donald Trump formed, right, an election integrity committee where he appointed his people and gave them millions
And
of
what's
dollars.
happening
You mind
now?
if I finish?
No, I do mind because you
Okay,
know
ma'am,
what?
if you can allow me to finish, we
there's-
can't have a productive conversation
Well, we
here.
can't have a productive conversations
Uh-oh,
when you
they
have an
starting
entire
beef.
20 minutes and filibuster the whole thing.
Okay, well, if you want to talk,
Filibuster.
go ahead, but you're not.
Wait,
You have
what?
an entire 20 minutes and filibuster the whole thing.
Filibuster, ma'am. How old are you? Okay, we're not getting to this. How old are you? Filibuster? Filibuster what? Is more. What? Filibuster? You saying he's saying filler? Ninja?
Okay, well, if you want to talk, go ahead, but you're not allowing me the time
Okay,
to
but
demonstrate why
you're-
I believe in what I do.
Okay, but you're not allowing me
Man,
to
fluff
say
your
the
demonstrations,
basic
like-
fact of what has happened in this instance.
I'm just playing, I'm
Every
neutral.
person that runs for election has the opportunity
Ain't no
to
time better
challenge
than
an electoral
time like
process.
this to say you're neutral,
that is
bro.
not illegal.
Nobody can
What's
be mad at
happening
you
now
for
is
being
you've got
neutral.
attorneys that were looking
'Cause if
into
you-
the
if you
election
choose
fraud,
one
which
side,
the
oh
Biden
my God, the
DOJ
other
is
side
now
will come for your
prosecuting,
neck
having their
so
law
hard, bro.
licenses removed. We are watching communism in live action, and you know what? I want you to have a future.
Can you define communism?
Yeah, basically, it's mob rule. It's Marxism. It's mob rule. It's
False. Literally all wrong. Communism is a stateless, classless, moneyless society.
okay.
My ability is called instant death to any target. If I simply think that I want to kill someone.
Alright, who's next? Oh, it's a race to that seat? So the ninjas on the wait. It's a race to the seat, bro. All these ninjas over here are always gonna get to the seat, bro. Except for him, some way, somehow he's able to end it. Is it a race to the seat? Like, I don't understand how this works.
Welcome in. Doing all right.
Trump's administration versus Biden's, objectively 2016 to 2020, and then under Biden so far, up to date. Objectively, the economy was better under Trump. Inflation was as high as, I believe, 9% under Biden. It's destroying the middle class, and then it's also putting people in more poverty. So how does that make Trump not be in support of American people? If it's breaking down the middle class, putting people
they
in
about
more
to get him out
poverty.
here real quick,
so
bro.
things in the
They about to
grocery
get him
store
up
are
out
4
of here
times
real
higher
quick,
to pay
bro.
for. People are having harder time to put food on the table for their families.
Yeah.
During the Biden administration versus Trump. So I want you to
Yeah, of
kinda
course.
explain.
Well, let's start off here. Do you think that the Biden-Harris administration caused inflation?
Oh yeah, they already got the flags
Yeah,
up, bro.
because under
Get this
Trump's
ninja up outta
administration,
here,
the
bro.
policies he induced, inflation was never that high.
Okay,
And then after
so-
COVID hit and Biden's administration took over, everything skyrocketed. Gas
Okay.
prices, grocery stores,
So
everything.
your argument here is because it happened in the country while they were president, they caused it. So my question to you is, did Donald Trump cause the highest rate of unemployment that we've had since the Great Depression in August of 2020 at 14.8% simply because it happened under his administration?
No, simply because people couldn't leave their home, which was, causing people to be
And now we're
fired from
introducing
their
external
jobs.
variables. So in the same way COVID caused, right, that high rate of unemployment that we had under Trump's term, COVID also caused the global inflation that we saw onset at the beginning of the Biden-Harris administration. This didn't happen locally in the U.S. This inflation happened all around the globe. But a fun fact here, the Biden-Harris administration actually ushered in the quickest response from the inflation onset by the pandemic out of any other country in the G7.
Yo, low-key, he kind of just changed my mind. Low-key, I think he's right about that. I think the reason why inflation is so high is because we're seeing the after effects of COVID and the economy not moving, and it's like, dang, that's crazy. So I guess we'll see in another 4 years if they can calm this inflation down or if it's just gonna get crazier and this ninja was out here telling lies. Because if he was out here telling lies, all these ninjas are viable, justified to chump this ninja's ass. Because there's no way. They gotta find out. Bro, before they leave, Jubilee gotta leave his address. He cannot move. He can't move his residence before 5 years, and then we'll see after 4 years if this motherfucker is still inflated. All these motherfluffers get phone calls. It's like, oh yeah, we got his residence. Go and jump him, bro, because he was straight lying.
The point, which was better.
Appreciate you for coming up, man.
She's
What
never gonna
I've
go, bro.
noticed,
Like,
because
it's really a race to
work
that
in
seat. The
retail
ninjas on that
for
side are always
some
gonna beat the
seasons,
ninjas
and
on
I've
the other side.
seen a huge floodshot of Colombians coming in. Okay, we just got to be really realistic here about the economy. So yes, I think that kind of blaming causation and kind of correlating that to the current president, it's a little bit of a slippery slope. However, I think that when you look at the border and the way that everything has been coming in with migration, of course that the economy became better. Why? Because a lot of Colombians came in, right? And they started working and they started inputting more taxes. All these fake socials that they get, they start contributing to the tax money. They pay more taxes every year, and the government basically hides this by grabbing an app, and they basically use that as an ankle bracelet replacement so that people don't find out. Instead of putting an ankle bracelet on people's ankles, they hide the fact that they're allowing all these illegal immigrants come in. So the economy has become such a success, per your statement that it's been a success in the last 4 years, because all these immigrants have been contributing to the tax dollars that the government has been wanting.
Wait.
And so hence Medicaid.
So you'd agree that immigration is good for the economy?
the immigration issue is they're being paid less money than the average salary. So I don't understand how that's good for the American people. I think that if you can properly execute someone immigrating into this country legally and doing it rightfully and everything, like, yes, you can manage the amount of the way the economy is working.
Yeah, I'm definitely a little bit confused on what you just shared with me, but we have a problem, and that is undocumented migration, correct?
Yes.
This is another reason why I say Donald Trump doesn't care about the American people, because Donald Trump doesn't.
If he cared,
you mind if I finish?
Go ahead.
Because Donald Trump doesn't care about the southern border. I have a question for you.
Okay.
If your house was burning down and a fire truck showed up to put the fire out, and you told them to turn around because you wanted the insurance money from letting it burn, did you care about your house?
Of course.
No. The idea would be, if you let the house burn down to get the insurance money, you wouldn't care about your house. Would you agree with that?
Anthony D'Esposito supports an extreme abortion ban. No exceptions for rape or incest.
God, bro. Everybody out here slinging propaganda left and right. They just throwing it at your face on YouTube.
Okay.
Yo, YouTube has really became, at least my page or my algorithm has become literally like just propaganda and just politics. Just like, I've never had this much spam of politics ever on my phone, ever until this year. Like, this is actually crazy.
Right? So when we have
I think kids in high school, middle school, like, they all know what's going on. No, actually, I kind of did. When I was in middle school, I knew about Trump and Hillary. But I think because Trump is like he's gotta be literally like hands down the most polarizing like president we've ever had, or just run for president we've ever had. Because he's never, like, the presidential debates never gotten this much clout before he came up on the scene.
Crisis at the southern border, and we have the fire truck, or in this case, right, an amazing border bill that would have ended the crisis years ago, proposed to Congress by Langford, a Trump-endorsed Republican, and then Donald Trump turns around and calls up the Republicans in the House and the Senate and tells them to vote against the bill because he doesn't want to give the Democrats a win, and he wants the ability to be able to campaign on the crisis at the southern border now. Does Donald Trump care about the southern border?
So basically what you're doing is you're trying to attack and kind of deflate the right? But at the end of the day, we got to realize that no side is potentially perfect, because clearly the Democrats are going to see that the right are horrible, and the right's going to see that the Democrats are also.
But do you mind answering the question there? Because I did make an important point there that I don't think.
Yo, surprisingly, like, bro, I literally tossed my phone on my bed. I was just trying to toss it on my bed, and like, I didn't even throw it. Like, I just tossed it lightly, and it bounced off my bed onto the floor on the other side of the bed. Like, literally bounced, and I literally just tossed it lightly. I didn't even toss it high up in the air. I literally just tossed it light, and it still bounced off the bed onto the floor. But surprisingly, it didn't crack. So. No damage done.
Should go unnoticed, right? In the same way, in the hypothetical, if you let your house burn down and told the fire truck to turn away, you don't care about the house. And if Donald Trump lets the crisis at the southern border continue and tells, like, the Republicans in the House and the Senate to turn the border bill around in 2022, he doesn't care about the southern border.
Look, the border's always going to have a crisis. There's human trafficking constantly. If you look at the narcotics, if you look at all these drug dealers that are coming in, right?
Yeah, all the ninjas on the other side are
Thanks
just
for coming up, man. What's your name?
Jordan,
nice to meet you. Dean. We have 3 minutes and 42 seconds left on the clock here. I would like to bring up a huge reason why I'd say that he doesn't care about the American people. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Cool. It's because how much he lies. Donald Trump is an incessant, unapologetic liar. He lied to the American public over 30,000 times while he was president. He told the biggest lie that any sitting president has ever told with the denial of the 2020 election. And what is the Achilles tendon to a democracy? An uninformed voter base. Trump has misled his voter base, has made them misinformed, has made them engage in fringe conspiratorial hearsay by his incessant lies.
Okay. Can you give me any reasons why you think Joe Biden cares about American people more than Trump?
Okay, I mean, yeah, sure. First of all, Kamala Harris is running
That's
for
a good
president right now.
question.
Joe
Good
Biden.
question.
Joe Biden, sure.
good
Yeah, because
question,
Joe
good
Biden
question.
Democratic.
Of course, because Joe Biden passed 4 pieces of monumental legislation that benefited the low and the middle class more than it benefited the top 1%. We could talk about the PACT Act, investing $800 million into the expansion of VA healthcare benefits. We could talk about the CHIPS and Science Act, bringing 20% of the global chip production back to here at home in America by 2030. We could talk about the infrastructure bill, investing $1 trillion
Yo, look at
in
his
local
eyes.
communities.
He's like, jeez, bro. He's running like a goddamn computer. Bro, look at him.
Home in
Look at
America
him.
by 2030. We could talk about the infrastructure bill.
Look, he's like, God damn, he's running like a goddamn computer. You understand what the fuck this ninja's saying? Yo, why'd they choose someone that's intellectually, like, just intellectually on another level than them to debate with them? Like, why would they? Like, they're not gonna understand a word he's fluffing saying, bro.
Investing $1 trillion into local communities across the U.S., spurring their economies and creating new construction
This is good
jobs.
content,
Or
though,
we could talk
so.
about the Inflation Reduction Act, investing millions of dollars into
This
renewable
would be a
energy
Jubilee thing
resources
to do,
to
though,
reduce
during
inflation in the long term by
amidst of
addressing
all this,
supply
they
chain
would
issues
make
now.
a video
Those
like
are
this.
4 big policies that I would say demonstrate Biden's care for the American people.
Okay.
Yeah,
4
he
years
didn't
ago
understand
under
a word
Trump,
this ninja
did
said.
you see benefits going towards
Because I
immigrants
definitely didn't.
and wars more than American people?
Did we see? No, and we don't see that now either.
Oh, we don't see it now?
No.
Bro, I moved here from Chicago, and 4 years under Trump, I wasn't seeing immigrants sleeping outside of police stations, gathered in gangs and doing drugs outside police stations, living in high-rise. Hotels, getting benefits.
Oh, if you're just there's more
getting
immigrants
money,
coming into our country now than
getting
there was
free
in the
money.
past. That's true.
But earlier, didn't you say it was the same?
Oh, no. I said it's the same right now. So after Biden's executive order on the border, we have the same amount of daily crossings today across our southern border as we had at the end of Trump's term.
At the end of Trump, it was more.
Yeah, it was the same or more at the end of Trump's term.
You literally just said we have more immigrants coming in now.
Okay, so over the 4-year presidency of Biden and Harris, there has been more migration across the southern border because of the revocal of Title 42, causing a surge of entries into our country.
Yeah, they don't understand.
After
He don't
Biden's
understand
That
what
was
this
not
ninja's
going on
saying.
during Trump. Am I right?
Yeah, right. So we had lower crossings under Trump, but I don't think we could say because there's lower crossings under Trump than under Biden and Harris that Biden and Harris caused that. Let me ask you a question, or more so make a statement. I'd look at the southern border like a river, and I'd look at Title 42, what was enacted at the end of Trump's term because of COVID, like a dam. As soon as that dam is lifted from the river, the water rushes.
He's making these mother fluffers look stupid, except her. She's the only one that's kind of been really to hang with him intellectually, but the rest of these motherfuckers, look dumb. Yo, bro, this comment, the third guy saying, bro, what? Yo, bro. Everybody comments in like
just
on
like
the
when
first
Title
topic,
42 was reversed and all these people that
are
have been turned away for the last 2 years that are coming to our country because of economic disparities onset by COVID in their own, rushed into our country.
Okay.
Do you need a free, easy way to
Yo,
capture
after
your
every
gameplay?
person, there's
Introducing
always a ad,
Outplay.
bro. Get this
Record
ish
anything.
out of here, bro. Oh my goodness, they raced to that. It really is a race to the seat. That is crazy.
The one thing that I look at that shows how he cares for
That really
American
is a
people
race
is
to
that
the
he's a
sea.
multi-billionaire that chose to run for president, and he's one of the only presidents that's net worth has actually gone down. If he didn't care for the American people, why would he even go out of his way, lose his worth to run for president?
Good question.
Great question. And here's what I'd say. I'd say that Donald Trump has billions of dollars, literally speaking. He doesn't care about money. He wants something else. He wants power, right? And being able to force himself into the highest position of ranking power in the world is a big deal. And that's what he wants. He doesn't really care about the American people, or else he would have enacted legislation for the low and the middle class.
Wait, I don't think the president isn't the most powerful person in the world, bro. Because this ain't a dictatorship, bro. This is a democracy. So he has to go through a whole bunch of Congress and he has to go through other people to get laws passed. You know what I'm saying? Because low-key, like, that's actually pretty interesting. Because, bro, again, like, he's a billionaire. So it's like, I think any other billionaire wouldn't never even gotten involved with politics. But him getting involved with all of this and just getting a whole bunch of, like, just a whole bunch of, backlash and all that, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And he's still like going for this ish, bruh. Cause he could just back out, but he doesn't back out, which is interesting. You can't be for power because when you're a billionaire, you have a lot of power. That money speaks to motherfuckers. And then again, like, I don't think the president necessarily is the most powerful person in the world because you got to go through Congress. It's not a dictatorship. He made it seem like the president was a dictatorship or something, like, or a dictator when it's really not.
Or else he would have not tried to over.
Hey, before we go any further, we want to take a moment to reception report air after.
Oh my God, not this guy again. Let somebody else
believe
go.
that Kamala Harris would be a
Why
better
are you
president
here, bro?
than
They better
President
get him
Trump.
the hell up out of here
And
so
the reason
fast,
why
bro.
I believe that
I'm
is
tired of
because
this ninja, bro.
Kamala Harris has had many chances. When she was a district attorney in San Francisco, she convicted more people of minor crimes than any other DA of San Francisco. And I know this too because I lived in San Francisco for a period of time, and I understand the criminal justice system to a certain extent. So Kamala Harris, if you have her as president, she's gonna go after people for minor offenses. She's gonna try to convict people for even marijuana, for an example. I mean, come on. Most people in this country have already been past this whole issue with cannabis and everything.
Yeah, he
and
probably
I
just
think
lost
that's
a lot of
something that
people
now
right
it should
there.
be overlooked, and it should be something that should be legalized on a federal level as well. But I do believe that Kamala Harris,
Yo,
if
what
she
if,
convicted,
what if she goes back into office and just immediately bans weed, bro? Yo, bro, that would be crazy, bro. That would be crazy. Low key, yo, right? There's no way she bans weed. There's no way. There's no way. I don't think she's gonna ban it, but if she does ban it, wow, bro, wow. Yo, because I'm telling you, everybody that's voting for her, bro, all the Trishas smoke weed, bro. All the Trishas get high, bro. So if she bans weed, I don't think she's gonna ban it, but if she does ban it, that would be hilarious.
people of small petty stuff like people having a minor amount of marijuana and had the highest conviction rate in San Francisco. How can you have someone like that as president? And she also was married into the Getty family. Jean-Paul Getty is an elite family in the state of California.
But even saying that, using weed as a reason why she shouldn't be president over Trump is actually a bad example because weed, even to this day, still gets a negative look. It always will, bro. It's a drug at the end of the day. And it's a drug that gets ninjas high, bro. So
California. So how is it that you're gonna say, oh, Kamala
and it gets people
Harris
addicted,
is better
whether ninjas
than President
wanna
Trump?
admit it or not? Ninjas
course.
become stoners.
First,
I see
let's
it.
respond
I
to
be
a couple
seeing
of the
it.
claims there. How many people did she
Motherfuckers
convict?
be becoming stoners, smoking that
Not a
ish,
clue.
so.
45. And what did she do in 2014?
45. You're saying she convicted only 45 people of possession of marijuana?
Yes. And what did she do?
That is not.
VP Harris was her office one conviction is son and misdemeanor marijuana case. According to 45 people convicted were sentenced to state prison.
True. That is not true. That she convicted only 45 people of marijuana. If she was a district attorney and she had other DAs in the district attorney's office,
do you mind if I finish talking?
Prosecuting those small crimes.
Okay, sir. Do you mind if
she had more than 45 convictions in that office alone.
So yeah, she only had over.
You've had a lot of time to talk. I mean, you had the whole time. I really don't have a lot of time here. But so what I'm saying is,
I just want to be able to finish this point out.
Go ahead. You're
without
saying 45 convictions, but you're not giving me facts.
Yeah. So while she was DA, it is a.
Yeah, they got him up out of there. So they really do throw an attitude every time it switches to another person. I bet you it's gonna. Oh, surprisingly.
Welcome in.
There was no race.
Hi.
Alright, so this is
do you
the
mind if I give
clip
you my reasons why I think that Harris would be a better president?
If you
that
want.
they showed at the beginning.
Cool. Yeah, so there's two main categorical reasons why I say Harris would be better than Trump. The first category is character. The second category is policy. Let's start off with character. First of all, Trump is a sexual abuser. Trump is a felon. Trump is a fraudster. Trump is an election denier.
Yo,
He's a
bro,
dictator on
this dude in the back and like the type of and the actions he does during when he like be laying all this ish out is hilarious. Look at him, bro.
Sexual abuser. Trump is a felon.
Look at
Trump
his reaction, bro. He's like, whoa.
is a fraudster. Trump is an election denier. He's a dictator on day one, wannabe fascist. Okay. Kamala Harris is none of
That's
those.
so
Kamala
funny.
Harris wants to protect and preserve a democracy. She wants to fight for the freedoms of all Americans, especially the 170 million American women and girls. And then we could reference policy next. If you want to respond to character, go for it. If you want me to hop straight into policy, I can do that too.
Well, starting with character, I technically do not think she's a good person. Speaking of which, if we're bringing up stuff from the past, we can say she slept with Willie Brown, broke up a family just to get her job. And while she was there, she used a firm that was putting people in jail that had false positives on drug tests, and she knew they had false
Yo, there's an elephant in the room, and I am not finna be the one to address it.
positives. She admitted to that, and she was still putting mainly black and brown people in jail. Considering I'm both, that is very much a big issue for me. And also that a woman shouldn't represent, they should just sleep to the top for their job. They should actually work hard for it. I generally don't think that she's a good representative. There's plenty of other women out there.
Yeah, I have a
that
question. How many votes did she get in a run for AG? Do you know? Now, how many votes did she get
We're
in a
talking
run?
about character, though.
Of course.
That's
We'll talk
character
about
and morals.
We're-
And
we'll-
if we're
that's-
mentioning character and morals here, she's clearly not a good person.
I'm responding to your
just
claim.
like you had mentioned all that stuff about Trump, which could be true.
I'm
She's an
referencing your claim
adulterer
that she.
and a family.
I'm
wrecker.
referencing your claim that she slept to the top. How many votes did she get when she was running for AG and DA in the state of California?
But that has nothing to do with the fact
It does. She got
slept with someone.
4.5 million votes in total. 80 million for her run for AG or DA. I don't remember which one. And then 4.4 million for the other one. I have a question. You're saying that she slept her way to the top. How many of those 4.5 million people
they
that voted
chopped
for
her
her
out.
did she have to sleep with?
Yo, they know their, they know
obviously-
their, they know their target audience, bro. They put a cute girl as the first clip to hook the viewer in.
We're in
That's crazy.
California, and this is pretty corrupt. But to say that she needed the votes of most people that matter, which is the person she slept with, could actually overturn and hide these votes just like they did with the election. But
Listen,
we're not gonna get too
the
far
idea that women have to sleep with men to get into positions
And that's
of power
exactly what she
is
did.
a
It's
misogynistic
exactly what
lie.
she's exonerating.
One moment.
She's saying
Do
that
you mind if
we-
I finish
that
talking real quick?
We have to open our legs to get jobs. That's exactly how she used it.
Do you mind if I just finish?
Oh, I can't see it. I'm cringing right now. What the fluff? Yo, whoa, this is so awkward, bro. This is awkward as hell, bro.
Talking
Look at
about-
his face, bro. Why are you behind him, bro? Get out of the camera view, bro. Why is he in the frame, bro? Why? Like his facial reactions to the conversations like is really like just oh my god, bro. It's so
Quick. Also, I would like to finish out this conversation. There's
Yo,
a
the way how he is now, that was literally me like a couple of
a lot of
seconds
red
ago,
flags
I'm
up
not
though. So saying that women have to sleep with men to get into positions of power is a misogynistic lie. What
I
you are
didn't say
doing?
that. She just
one
did
moment.
that.
One moment.
That's what she represents.
What you are
That's all I'm
doing?
saying, guys.
What you are doing is
Look
you are
at his
taking Kamala Harris.
reaction,
You are
bro.
taking her character.
Every
You are
time.
taking her proposed policy. You are taking her intelligence, and you're taking her wisdom, and you're throwing it out of the window. Because when you say that the
You did the
only
same thing
reason
with
she's
Trump.
in her position of power today is because she slept with a man that had been legally divorced for 3 years is a lie.
didn't.
She got
She slept with him
4.5
while
million
he was
votes to get
married.
into AG and DA and slept with 0 of them. The question I have for you,
Oh, you don't
is
know
how
that
do you feel
though.
about
Do you
Donald
know
Trump?
that? No.
Okay,
Absolutely
so
not.
you think that she slept with 4.5 million people to
I'm
get in her
sure she
position
could
of
have,
power?
but the one
Wait,
person that
are
she
you
did
serious?
was the most important person.
Did you just say that she had to sleep with 4.5 million
No,
people?
I didn't say that. I said
Yo, I'm cringing right now, bro. What the hell is this, bro? She really walked on here and just immediately went to, oh, she slept her way to the top.
that
Yo.
she slept with one of the most relevant people to get her job.
What was his
to
name?
get in. Willie Brown.
And how
I
did
just said
sleeping
that.
with Willie Brown get her the 4.5 million votes in her run for AG
Because
and DA?
he was in the same position she needed to get.
But we have civil and electoral processes. We are a constitutional
honor
republic
this?
with democratic processes. Yes, I do.
Yeah,
And
and
you're
you're
saying
she
that
gotta get up out of here, bro. Get her up out
she
of
somehow
here.
circumvented these civil and electoral processes?
I don't hate women, guys. Just letting you know.
Obviously, you're a woman. That makes no sense. He ran
Welcome
a
down.
40-yard dash
I
right
would
there.
really like to see if we could have a productive conversation about this point.
Well, I just want to start off by saying that you seem to attack Trump for his character, but then when like Kamala is attacked for her character, it like doesn't matter.
So why do you think that Kamala Harris is a bad person?
I ain't gonna lie, my entire generation talks like that. We just say like after like we say like all the time. It used to be like we would be like this and then but now it's like that's always say.
For reasons that have been stated.
Well, it used to be like just replaced
She's selected people to get up to her ranking. She hasn't really done all too much as vice president, in my opinion.
I would like to say that is false. She's passed more tie-breaking votes in the Senate than any VP in American history. She's also helped the Biden-Harris administration influence some of the most monumental legislation.
Clearly, he's been in like multiple debate classes. They've never seen a debate class in their life because everybody's hitting him with the like. He's like, like it's funny.
U.S. history.
Right.
I'm gonna name 4 pieces of legislation that the Biden-Harris administration influenced to get passed that benefited the low and the middle class more than rich people, and I want to see if you could do the same for Donald Trump while he was president. They influenced the PACT Act, the CHIPS and Science Act, the American Rescue Plan, the Infrastructure Bill, and the Inflation Reduction Act. If you'd like, I could explain to you how those benefited the low and the middle class more so than the top 1%. But now I'll just simply ask you that same question: can you name one bill that Trump influenced to get passed that benefited the low and middle class more so than...
Hold on. Yes, I know. Yes, I know.
I really can't.
So then how could you say that Kamala Harris hasn't done anything when you know so little about what Trump did while he was
Because
president?
comparatively to what Trump has done in the past, she really hasn't done that much.
I just told you 4 pieces of monumental legislation that she did influence to get passed that were beneficial.
Beneficial, but not quite to what Trump did.
Well, you can't even tell me what Trump did. I asked you. You can
I know,
tell
but
me.
you can just tell from when he was president that it was way better. And Kamala's been hiding and probably puppeteering.
That's a horrible claim. You can just tell it was like way better, bro. Like vote for Trump 2025. You just can tell it was way better, bro. It was way better. Trump 2025. I'm out. Get this stoner ass ninja up out of here, bro.
Like,
I tell this boy he's smoking like a pound of weed every day, bro.
I know it's a conspiracy, but the evidence is kind of there.
Okay, so what's the evidence for this idea that Biden hasn't done anything for America?
If you ever
get the
tried
lady
asking
back,
questions
please,
to ChatGPT for research,
y'all ninjas is doing a horrible job. Y'all ninjas is doing a horrible job. Get the lady back, please. She hard carries y'all.
Sorry. Okay.
That's smooth. You just kind of slid
Thank
into
you,
the scene.
thank you. I think a lot of what we're hearing from you right now is just what I call
it really
book
is the
smart.
same
Like,
people
you
over and over again.
probably are more
A lot of
knowledgeable
people
than a lot
that
of
are
this.
sitting here,
A
they
lot of
haven't
us
even
on
gone
these
yet.
policies and all that. That's not necessarily applicable to
Like
real
that girl
life
in the black
living.
dress
If
that
we
was
look
trying
at
to get in that chair for the
in
longest.
my
she ain't
opinion, one of the
going.
most
He
important
ain't
roles as a
go right
president
there.
is to keep our country safe. Kamala Harris, she's the border czar, and she has completely failed at that. She's let in millions and millions of illegal immigrants.
Hey, this is so,
and
like,
you've been asking us a lot of
unfair,
pointers, so I want to ask you.
Unfair
Do you know
system
what
that's
the
going on here.
average
All these
amount
motherfuckers
of
over here. Hold
fentanyl?
on. Look.
That's a lot of pointers, so I want to ask you.
All these motherfuckers over here, besides him, they all haven't gone. They haven't even attempted to go. It's really just been these ninjas and this and these 2 ninjas that's just been running. It's really just been all these people over here on this side that's been running to it. It's the same. Yo, he's been up here for at least like 5 times. He's always the one that starts it off for some reason. She was up there twice, 3 times. Like, it's the same 3 people over and over again. Give somebody else a chance. Damn. Nobody, like literally all of these people up unto him haven't even gone yet. That is crazy.
Do you know what the average amount of fentanyl per pound that has come through during Biden's administration versus the Trump administration?
No, I'd assume that it's much higher under the Biden-Harris
It is.
administration. Do you know what amount of drugs processed across the southern border are processed by U.S. citizens?
But I'm talking about illegals right now. So I asked you a question. So during Trump's administration, there was on average about 2,500 pounds of fentanyl that came across the border.
Okay. All right, we got another fact. The CBC sees 244 pounds of fat smuggled into the U.S. and this year 2019, 455 tests of both years were during an average is more than 17,000 pounds per year. It hit a high of 27,000 in FY 2023. Yeah, so this looks like this goes against Trump and for the Biden-Harris administration.
In my opinion, that's 2,500 pounds too much.
Yeah.
During the Biden and Harris administration, it's exceeding 14,000 pounds per year.
Oh, actually, this goes for Trump. I mean, not.
Where do you think that's going? That's going to our youth. That's going to high schoolers, college students. That's going to.
Oh, wait, what?
Where do you think that's going?
Wait, hang on. I might be
Administration, it's exceeding 14,000 much.
Yeah.
During the Biden and Harris administration, it's exceeding 14,000 pounds per year. Where do you think that's going? That's going to our youth. That's going to high schoolers, college students.
Oh, I think so the amount of fent that they were able to siege is bad because that means a lot of it is still getting in. There's a lot more than that.
It's going to
but
adults.
How do you, I feel like that topic is kind of iffy because it's like, how can you tell if there was like more fent on the street? But then again, who knows? I mean, back 2019, 2020, I was in high school, bro. Nobody was on fent, bro. Nobody was overdosing, that's for sure. So I don't know what's going on now, but nobody was overdosing when I was in high school. And ninjas was doing weed, ninjas was doing Zans, ninjas was doing other stuff. Nobody was overdosing, so. But there was always like that thing, like, oh man, like yo, weed might get laced, but
are dying because of what is happening.
That's why you gotta
and
go
if
to
you
a,
look at her,
you gotta go to
I think it was just this past month.
But at least now, since weed is legal, if she bans weed, bro, like low key, a lot of like smoke shops are gonna be out of business because that's literally what people be coming in there for. But if she bans it, bro, a lot of motherfuckers, their weed hobby, they gonna have to start going to the ninjas on the corner, and then that motherfucker might be lacing yo ish with fent to make it look like there's actually weed in there when it's not.
That they have lost over 300,000 illegal children. Where do you think these children are going? They're trafficked. And I'm extremely passionate about human trafficking. I think it's one of the most important focuses that we need to have right now. And in my opinion, again, and in my experience within human trafficking, the conservatives are the ones pushing this. Kamala's ignoring it. Kamala's not the one going to visit the border. She went and visited the border. She went to the only part of the border that is safe, that they're not coming through. And she said, we don't have a problem here. Nobody's coming through. That's BS. She's lying, and you say Trump's lie. I hate all kinds of lies. But when you can say Trump's an avid liar, you got to look at how Kamala's lying. During her speech at the DNC last week, she was saying that those individuals at January 6th were armed individuals with an intention of shooting people in the Capitol. That is not true. So I can admit where Trump has lied.
I don't even think Trump supporters even like Trump. It's just like, oh, I'd rather have Trump over whatever the hell the Democrats are putting out.
In the past, everybody lies. That's not good. But you also need to have the balls to admit
Mr. Beast
where Kamala has lied, where Biden has lied, where their administration has lied.
Yeah, so first of all, I think that it is important to hold all politicians, everybody in a position of power accountable. I'm not going to sit here and say that Biden has never lied a day in his life. I'm not going to sit here and say that Harris has never lied a day in his life. I, can't confirm that Harris said that at the DNC or said that at the southern border.
It was filmed.
But if she did say those things, yes, those would be lies. Now, you want to talk about this.
Wouldn't that be a question of her character then?
Yeah, of course. But what I'm voting for here isn't going to be the candidate that doesn't lie at all. It's going to be the candidate that would lie less within this respect, and no one lies more than Donald Trump.
So
now,
why
back
do
to
you
our
believe
conversation.
that? Why do you believe that character affects somebody's, impact as a leader?
Yeah, sure, because I think when we're voting for someone, when we have a leader, right, this isn't just someone who's going to
So
try to
both their
impact our lives
characters are
in good ways
flawed,
through
'cause they
policy,
both
but it's
lied.
also
They
someone that
both
we'd want to be ourselves.
admit
We are
that.
championing,
Both of these
we are
ninjas admit that
championing
about
these
their
two people,
respective
Kamala Harris
person
and
they
Donald
going
Trump.
for.
We want to see virtues reflected in them that
Okay.
we would also like
Both
reflected in
characters are
us.
flawed.
And when we're
It's a who-
platforming
it's a
Donald
really a
Trump,
who would
who's
you
been held
rather.
civilly liable for
Sorry.
sexual abuse, has sexualized a fifth grader on CBS in 1992, has cheated on 3 of his wives, one with a porn star, and was convicted of 34 felonies, and tried to stage a coup to overthrow our government, we don't see those good virtues reflected.
He said, "Nah."
You said you wanted
he's
to
like,
talk about the
He's
border.
like, "Nah, babe. I need that cornstar mouth. Like, I need to just know how that is feels." Yo, who was it, bro? Who was it, bro? Hang on. Hang on. I gotta Google this. Stormy Daniels. Stormy Daniels. I never
Do
heard
you
of
mind
that
if I
in my
ask you a
life.
question about that?
Go for it.
Phenomenal. So Biden and Harris, they attempted to influence bipartisan border legislation in 2023. It was Lankford's bill, who was a Republican that was also Trump endorsed. This was a good border act. It would have phenomenally reduced the impact of the crisis. It would have reduced crossings. It would have made the asylum-seeking processes quicker. It was a good bill. But what happened was Trump called the Republicans in the House and the Senate and
So this
told
was
them
like
to
the
vote against
X-rated
it.
version of
How can you say
Marilyn
that
Monroe?
Donald Trump cares about the southern border when he told Republicans in Congress to vote against this bill so the crisis would continue, and he could campaign on that today
Oh,
to
she
convince
was.
people like you to vote for him?
Real quick, everybody. So, during Trump's administration, in exchange for $25 million to build a border wall that would protect our country, he had an act that he wanted to pass that would allow illegal immigrant children that have graduated throughout high school to be accepted through
Do you
citizenship.
mind answering my question?
No, because you're just asking education policy questions. This isn't impacting America. So
Wait,
to
wait,
compare to your...
Wait, how else do presidents
Let me
impact
finish. To
America
compare
apart
to
from
your thing,
policy and executive
So Trump
orders?
wanted to pass this law that would give these graduating illegal
Yeah, low key,
immigrants...
I agree with the dude in the red, bro. Like a lot of this conversation, this guy's just been asking like policy questions. Like nobody cares about the policy. Nobody talks about the like your average American doesn't talk about the policies. The only thing we care about is like the ish that the policies do. We're not over here saying, well, policy so and so passed this policy with this policy. Like, bro, all we care about what the policies actually do in the real world, bro. He sound like one of those nerds in school that be like, well, we need to know the quadratic formula in the real world. Ninja, what? Not one time was the quadratic formula ever used in the real world. So it's like nobody's reciting policies in the real world, bro. It's like it's what the policies do in the real world. That's what matters. We don't give a fluff what the policy's called, who passes what or whatever. We just care about what happens in the real world under whose administration, under whose term, bro. We not focused on all that BS, bro. That's all irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're only one person. We ain't trying to remember all that extra BS that doesn't even matter. All these policies, we ain't gonna none of these policies would matter, bro. Like, all we care about is what the policies actually do for us in our lifetime.
Citizenship, guess who shut it down? The Biden and Harris administration.
How?
They voted against it.
The Biden and Harris administration?
Yes.
Well, here is one AI plugin that every musician needs to have in their studios.
So let's give it a shot.
Oh, she's back again. It really is the same
Hello.
three people over
Howdy,
and over
welcome
again.
back.
Well, okay, so you keep bringing up the border and you keep bringing up the Senate bill.
Lankford's bill, absolutely.
The Senate bill never passed.
You want to know why?
What did pass was H.R. 2, which again
Yo,
has
we
been
need
sitting
the
on
same thing,
Schumer's
but in
desk,
reverse.
which actually
20
closed the border.
Harris versus
Talking
one
to
Trump.
Brandon Judd, President
And like the
Border
Trump got
Patrol.
to be just as smart
what
as
I
him.
can tell
and
you
then,
is
and then for the end of the trilogy, we're gonna have him versus the Trump 1v1. Like, bro, like that's
bill
easy content
was
right
better
there, bro.
than what it is now with 14,000 people coming through the border every day and 300,000 migrant children missing, feared, sold into sex slavery. Now, H.R. 2 did close the border, and that is the one that actually passed the House that Schumer has ignored. So I'm really sick of hearing, oh, Trump
Yo, my attention span is literally getting a workout in this video, bro. Cause half the ish they be saying, I don't understand. She's the only one that matches his intellect, really, in my opinion.
Up the
They
Senate
need
bill. The
her, bro.
Senate
They need
bill
her to
didn't
hard
pass.
She's hard carrying these ninjas.
Because it was a bad bill. It codified the invasion.
Okay, so first of all, no, it was not a bad bill, and second of all, the reason it didn't pass is because Trump called the Republicans in Congress and told them not to pass it. Right?
Well,
we see
Congress
what's like. Do you mind if I? Do you mind? Do you mind? Do you mind if
Congress
I?
doesn't
do you mind
vote
if I
on
finish
Senate,
with-
bro. If this didn't involve Trump, bro, literally Trump supporters, keyword Trump, yo, that I'm telling you, this junk wouldn't have gotten 4.8 million. This is so niche, but because Trump is so like popular and polarizing, like this is hit big, bro.
Without
Or
interruption?
then it becomes like intriguing.
Congress does not vote on Senate bills.
Yes, we would see that Senate. Like, if a bill is made in the Senate, it'd go to the House, back to the Senate.
Exactly, and it never made it out of the Senate, so therefore it's
It went
mute
to the
and
House.
void.
It went to the House, right? And
No, it never made
Man,
it.
I want to see who like actually watched this: Trump supporters or Harris supporters. Oh yeah, these are definitely these are definitely ninjas that are against Trump. That's for sure in these comments. I'm saying it now.
It out of the Senate. I talked to Senator Mike Lee about that. It never got out of the
I'm
Senate
telling you, bro,
because
if
it
he
was a bad
loses,
bill.
yo,
However,
like,
do you mind if I finish?
I don't know
I just want
what his
HR2
supporters are
did
gonna
get
do.
out
do you mind if I finish about that?
HR2 did
I'm
get out of
staying
the
by
House.
his
And with all
side,
due
bro.
respect,
With
I
all
don't
due
like the
respect, you don't want to hear about HR2
I would
that
love to
actually
hear-
secured the
Cops
I would,
election.
I would love to. I would love
Crazy
to
at
hear
the
about
end of this
HR2.
year,
However,
man.
I would also like to
I can
finish
see it
what I
now,
was saying
bro.
about.
Well,
the
everybody's
bill
heard
without
for the
interrupting.
last 19 minutes what you had to say
Okay.
about this. Okay, I got a minute. As far as Kamala Harris being better than Trump, she's destroyed the border. She's been absent. Nobody knows where she is. 6 months ago, even the media was saying she was the worst vice president in history. As far
How
as
has she
her-
destroyed the border?
she hasn't done anything about it. They have walked away. She hasn't gone there. She hasn't talked to Border Patrol. She hasn't met with Border
Okay, well, I'm confused because the
And
last
so-
person that came up said that she had gone there. Now you're saying that she hasn't.
An hour from San Antonio after she met with Lester Holt, and Lester Holt said, "You haven't been to the border?" She goes, "I haven't been to Europe either."
So that was in September of
So,
2021.
you know, that's who we're talking about.
So that
Now,
was in June of
secondly,
2021. She went
so
in
Kamala
July of
Harris-
2021.
so
I
Kamala
would like to
Harris-
preface here
No.
that the Biden administration has passed an executive order on the border, and we're
Because
now
it's
at
an
lower daily
election
crossings
year.
today
Because
than
it's
we
an
were at the end
election
of Trump's
year.
term.
That's
And no,
the
it's not just
only
because
reason.
it's an
Yes,
election
it is.
term.
They do it
tried to
every
influence
election year.
Langford's bill through the Senate
It was
and
a
through the House.
bad
Then
bill.
Trump called them and told them to
It
shut it
never
down.
left the
If
Senate.
you were starving,
It
and
never
someone,
left the
one second,
Senate.
ma'am. If you were
No, you 1 second.
If
We
someone,
got
if
6
you were,
seconds.
okay.
We're not good. We're not going to.
Okay, I feel like I can't get anywhere.
Yo, bro, they literally argue like Trump and Biden, or they debate like Trump and Biden debate during the debates, just talking over each other. Yo, like someone in the comment section was like, "Oh, they need a moderator or something in this." Like, even if there was a moderator in here, that motherfucker wouldn't be able to control this.
Where with you?
Well, I
because
feel
you're
like I can't
incessantly
get
interrupting
anywhere with
me.
you because you.
So how do we find middle ground? We do that by
How
allowing each
we've-
other to speak without interruption. I'm willing to do that for you. Are you willing to do that for me?
Super fun.
No, because they're Trump supporters, and
My
Trump
next
does the
claim
same
is
type of
conservatives
stuff.
don't actually care about family values.
What's a conservative? What is?
Yeah,
I think this is the first time this
I don't
dude
agree
has
with
went.
that at all whatsoever. Us conservatives, main core issue is caring about family, keeping the family unit together.
You mind if I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
So then why do you turn around and champion Donald Trump, who's cheated on 3 of his wives, one with a porn star, and has ongoing civil litigation against him in which he was determined that he was guilty of sexual abuse?
That's something that's very personal, and you have to have been there in order to know what exactly goes on. Marriages are very tough. There's something that's very difficult. And again, we don't know what happened, you know. Yeah, he has failed marriages, but many people have failed marriages.
Okay. Do you mind if I ask you another question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so you said that you really care about the family unit.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I don't see how like any conservative or Trump supporter could say that they care about the family unit because of how hard y'all fight for pro-life legislation. So voting for pro-life legislation without good reason, what this leads to is the destruction of the family unit. You're shifting the American focus away from financially well-off adults that consent to start a family, that desire to have kids, to forcing 18, 19, 20-year-old boys and girls into starting a family because the state isn't allowing the woman the access to health care that she deserves. It leads to higher rates of poverty, it leads to lower rates of employment, lower rates of education, education and lower qualities of life, all things considered. Another point would be, right, conservative stance on being anti-IVF, right? I think that IVF serves as a savior for for family units that are wanted to be by many of American citizens.
Your first point of being for pro-life is that is a human life. That is a child in and of itself. I always hear constantly.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. There's no like debating. I'm actually pro-abortion, to be honest. I don't give a fluff. I'm pro-abortion, but you can't change like anybody who's pro-life. You can't change their mind. I tried debating like my teacher about this whole abortion and pro-life situation, and I hit him with like, cause he was like, with his logic, he was like, oh like. Or he would be like, he would say, cause he's like a philosophy teacher, so he was like, oh, like, it's immoral to get an abortion, and how he would measure what's immoral and what's moral is by saying like the function of like the variables in that situation. So like for instance with abortion, like the woman, is she carrying out her function, which would be to give birth? And he would be like, oh no. And then like, is the baby carrying out his function, which would be to live? And he would be like, oh no. And I was like, because the woman clearly doesn't want the baby, especially because he used like, and his was like pretty extreme, because at least like, I think with like, the pro-life people, they at least gonna give an exception. Like if she was R-worded, like they would give an exception. But, he was like, even if she was R-worded, she still gotta have that baby, because the baby takes over, like the baby takes priority over however the woman feels, or whatever the woman wants, like the baby takes priority. And I was like, because he was like, oh, so the woman said that she didn't want to have the baby, but the baby never said he wanted to live. And he was like, oh, well, you don't have to say it. Like, just you existing means you want to live. And I was like, low key, he got a point. So you can't really debate pro-life people, like, because at the end of the day, they can always prove like what you're doing is immoral, and you can't disprove what they're saying isn't immoral, if that makes sense. So this is forever going to be a debate, and I think there needs to be exceptions. That's the only way we can get by. I think exceptions is like, yeah, if you get R-worded, then definitely there needs to be an exception. But that's what I think. That's how I would do pro-abortion. But me personally, low key, like I think even that I'm just pro-abortion everything, to be honest. Because I'm just thinking about the baby, and I'm like, imagine the mother, like the mother doesn't want the baby, and you still force the mother to have the baby. That baby's gonna live a life like, y'all ever read this book called A Child Like It, where his mother literally hated him, but she still raised him and stuff? Like that's probably what's gonna be happening to these kids if they just ban abortion, because they didn't want the babies, but you forced them to have it, so now they making their lives a miserable hell. So it's like, I'm just thinking about the baby's life, and I'm like, I wouldn't want the baby to live that type of life. So it's like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I would think. But you can't persuade these pro-life motherfluffers, bro. They're always gonna win that debate, I feel like, because it is technically, at the end of the day, they're gonna prove that you're killing a life, which is true. And no matter how you try to justify it or change the situation up, taking a life is immoral. Or they'll always be able to prove that taking a life is immoral, no matter the circumstances. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I mean, you could like go to war, and it's like, oh man, like, is it not immoral to take a life during war, but people still do it anyways? So it's like, I don't know, bro. Like,
of, you know,
I
if
really
men
think
were
it's
the
like
ones having
situational,
babies,
but
then it would be a
just can't
different
persuade
situation,
them for some
maybe.
reason.
But that's not the case. The case is that women are the ones that bear children, and that is a
and
life
also, like,
unto.
I ain't gonna lie, I literally had like another thing. I had so much to say, but he didn't want to get into that debate. But we might have the debate later on this semester, so I'll just be waiting for it. And hopefully I'll remember, because I ain't really like focused on this. But if I do remember, I'm definitely gonna bring it up during that. But he kind of like backed out of the debate, because it's like, it wasn't just me, it was like multiple people that was like coming for him
Itself, and therefore it is deserving of its own human rights and its own human life. And you brought up many points, which
Okay,
can you repeat for me so I can.
Yeah, of course. If you feel free to cut me off if I'm talking too fast, or if you want me to slow down.
Yeah, of
over
course.
These points. I want to make sure that we could try to have. A
Me too.
conversation here. My other points were being anti-IVF. I think that IVF allows American citizens to start a family when they wouldn't otherwise be able to. Being anti-IVF prevents them from starting a family. Another point would be being anti-LGBTQ+, saying that you care about family values unless it's two men or unless it's two women, and then it's morally abominable. And then the third point would be just championing Donald Trump, who's cheated on 3 of his wives, one with a porn star, has sexualized little girls, and has been held civilly liable for sexual abuse.
There was no point in even
I'm a 27-year-old transgender woman, Miami Wolf.
There was no point of him even repeating those points.
Sure.
Aw, finally, cause she been trying to go for the longest, bruh. And gang, she ain't finna give you no butt. She ain't finna give you no coochie, no top, nothing. You not getting nothing from that, bro. So hopefully you did that out the kindness of your heart. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. If you was trying to do that because you thought she was gonna give you something after this video, you're wrong. She ain't gonna give you nothing. She might give it to this ninja because this ninja kind of good looking. Pause. So he might be her type. But I'm just saying, she been trying to go for the longest, bro. Finally, let's see what she gonna say.
On one hand, I kind of agree with you because I don't think that the average conservative cares about family enough. But I would say that conservatives care a lot more about the family unit than liberals and then people on the left, especially was brought up when it comes to the pro-life issue, when it comes to promoting the whole LGBT, all of these things are generally anti-family, and liberals are also generally very individualistic, while conservatives have always been more on the side of conserving the family unit.
Wait, so what's a liberal? Yeah, I just need to know my terms. We're in Ninja Stand. Individual rights, market economy, economic freedom. Okay. Anyways.
You know.
Yeah, I didn't really learn anything.
I would strongly
about
disagree that
be,
liberals are going to be more individualistic. If we just look at Trump and the policy he passed while he was president, can you name one policy he influenced to get passed that benefited the low or the middle class more so than the top 1%?
I don't know when I'm speaking about individualistic on.
Wait, what did he say?
Influence to get if we just look at Trump and the policy he passed while he was president, can you name one policy he influenced?
Here he goes with the policies, bro. Bro, it's you're so smart that you're dumb, bro. These are obviously people that haven't been paying attention to fluffing policies, bro. Stop asking ninjas to name policies like they memorized every policy that this ninja has passed, bro. This is a average woman. Come on, bro.
Influence to get passed that benefited the low or the middle class more so than the top 1%.
I don't know when I'm speaking about individualistic on the terms of economics, yes, I would say conservatives are more individualistic, as in we're not socialists, we're not wanting to redistribute wealth. Yes.
Socialist. Do you know, real quick, can you define socialism?
Honestly, bro, I think, today, a lot of people don't know who the fluff stands for what or who does what. A lot of people don't know, the politics, the ins and outs of politics. People are kind of just blindly voting based off just the type of person they they're blindly voting. They don't really know who is who. I'm telling you, it's bad, bro. That's why I didn't want to vote. That's why I won't vote, because it's bro, I'm not paying attention to any of these politics, bro. I don't give a fluff, bro. I don't got the time to pay attention to these politics. I'm too busy doing this type of ish. I'm too busy doing my own thing, bro. I don't got time to worry about some BS, bro. It's actually bro, I don't got time to get into all these politics, bro. All these ninjas politicking, I can't do it.
For me?
When I'm speaking about socialism, I'm talking about the redistribution of wealth and like promoting the welfare system.
Okay, so I mean, socialism like is just a mode of production, so it just has to do with the workers owning the means of production. The only reason like I'm pointing this out is because I feel like MAGA, Republicans, conservatives as a whole, have really misconstrued socialism, communism, etc. But one last question for you here: you said that promoting the LGBTQ plus community is anti-family. How so?
Because, for instance, I mean, conservatives and people on the right have more. Okay.
Ad? No ads.
Hello, sir. Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you too. You've been excited to come up here.
Yeah, no, this one. I think this one's interesting. So first, I also wanted to know why you think Democrats are better at supporting family values than conservatives.
Of course, great question. So first of all, we look at this from like an economic perspective.
Sure.
I'd say caring for the low and the middle class, promoting like social benefits. A good example would be the child tax credit. Kamala Harris wants to raise that to $6,000 for every
I have to
newborn
interrupt
to a
you. They're going to
one-year-old.
vote me out soon. I'm going to make my point, then they're going to vote me out. I'm going to go. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I think what's really interesting, and I wanted you to bring it up, but I'm just going to bring it up again. You were talking about when to start a family. I think that's really interesting. I think the choice to start a family is when you have sex. Personally, and you know, someone will probably be more informational than me about this, but I think that having sex is when you take that risk, if you want to call it that, take that risk of starting a family. It's your responsibility to become a parent, become a father or a mother. And I think, I forgot what, it was IVF, is that what you said? That helps, is that help with abortion? Is that correct?
No, IVF is in vitro fertilization.
Which I agree
right?
with,
This allows,
too.
right,
Like,
certain like partners
if you
who
have
wouldn't be able to
sex,
conceive like
you
naturally
taking
to
that
still
risk
have a
to start
child.
a family,
And I would
yeah.
like to respond to your claim there about this idea that engaging in sex is when you commit to starting a family.
Sure.
That's a great reason why I think conservatives don't actually care about family values.
Okay.
We know that our youth will continuously engage in intercourse. We know that we will see people that do this for fun outside of the context of wanting to start a family. I'd say, right, pushing the traditional value that, you know, sex leads to a kid and you're obligated to that, you have to deal with the consequence, right, is antithetical to caring about family values, because when you do that, you force unwanted children into unready households.
Okay, now that's my point. He just made like my point of why I'm pro-abortion, like unwanted children in unwanted homes. Like, that's why I'm thinking about the child. I'm not really thinking about them. I'm thinking about the child. So that's what
caring about family values, because when you do that, you force unwanted children into unready households.
Or unready households. Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I'm pro-abortion, because I just think about, I don't give a fluff about the parents. They did their thing. They should definitely live up to the consequences, but the child should not suffer. And if the parent, and on top of that, the parents can still get away with it because they can just put the child up for adoption, or they can just get rid of the child, give it into the foster care. Foster care is horrible, bro. It's horrible. It's horrible. So, you know what I'm saying? That's bad. And so, like, at the end of the day, the parents aren't even going to suffer the consequences for real, because they can always just get rid of the kid. Even if they have the kid, they can just put it up for adoption, or they can just give it into the foster care system. So it makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Why the kid should suffer if the parents don't even suffer.
And more.
I think, hang on, I'm about to Google this. Can hang on. Yeah, I'm saying you can just put them up for adoption most of the time, which is some BS. But I think, hang on. Yeah, I don't know, bro. But they can always just put up for adoption, but I don't know. What is this? Get this out of here.
Your reservation.
Okay.
Howdy.
Hi. So the claim that you're saying about conservatives not caring about family values, let's kind of backtrack a little bit because Donald Trump himself, I think he's kind of a new wave of republicanism, and a lot of people kind of seem to forget that. So conservatives, yes, the old Republican Party, they did see that the old-fashioned traditional values maybe were not ideal for certain family dynamic situations that you're claiming, you know, gay, lesbian, whatever. But I think the Republican Party has definitely changed its viewpoint and its value system quite a little bit. And now with laws and legislations, I can pretty much guarantee you that almost every Republican in this room would not be opposed to LGBT rights and people marrying people of the same sex. So
Yeah, I am watching the rest of this shit, bro.
that's one claim. And then if we want to talk about family values, the Democrats, they tend to hypersexualize children a lot in Hollywood. I work in the entertainment industry and I constantly see many investors constantly pushing for these rhetorics and there's nothing to be said about it. And unfortunately, I'm exposing myself a little bit by just saying this because it's very controversial for me to work in an industry that's constantly fighting for children to consistently be human trafficked in Hollywood. I have so many friends that have tried to be sexualized under this propaganda, and it's really saddening. You know, I can agree because I used to be a liberal myself, so I can side with you on certain things. But, you know, my mother, who grew up in a very democratic vision, she herself also views that abortion is very sinful and it's unfortunate. I can agree with you on the fact that people should have a right to their own body, and we're not saying that they shouldn't. That's why, hence, Donald Trump did state many times that the state should be involved with those legislations and not himself. In situations such as people who are raped and all of those nuances, you know, it's yes, go ahead.
So just a quick question about abortion.
Yes.
Do you agree with like giving the states the ability to legislate on that?
Well, we give the states legislation on many things.
Okay, so you do agree. So do you think that abortion is murder?
I think it is because...
So do you think that we should leave murder up to the states?
Well, I think leaving the murder cases up to Democrats is a little appalling. If you look at the crime rates that are happening with all these children being killed and murdered constantly, you know, Catholics believe that when you kill a child, you know, that's basically the ultimate mortal sin. And there are many sins that we can discuss. Donald Trump having affairs, yes, nobody's denying all those cases, but at the end of the day, the biggest mortal sin that we talk about in the Bible is killing another human.
Okay.
So,
yo, bro. Nah, I was about to say it, but nah, I ain't finna say it.
A human who has a heartbeat in the womb, yes. I'm not opposed to people having the right to their body, but I think at the end of the day, you know, if you were to ask yourself if God was real, you better hope and wish that he isn't, because you go to heaven and he asks you why you killed all those humans. It's compared to genocide with Hitler.
Here's my thoughts on that. So first of all, like I don't want to like tell you that your religion is false. That is not my goal. In fact, that's not what I'm going to do.
Of course not.
I want to take a different approach, right?
Okay.
So I'd say that Christianity is inherently faith-based, right? It's something that you can't justify outside of your own faith. It's something that has a lot of philosophical issues.
Oh, bruh, this is crazy, bruh. Yo, you saw how everybody just kind of like the whole mood
It's something
just
that
changed?
you can't justify outside of your own faith. It's something that has a lot of
So his whole point is about to be based off the fact that the Bible isn't real, or that his whole point is about to be based off the fact that he doesn't believe in God and stuff, and so he's justified in having those abortions. But I don't know, bro. I mean,
philosophical issues.
Right? I don't know, bro. Like, because it's so iffy, and that's why I say like people kind of just interpret the Bible to match how they want it to be. Because like I wish there was somebody that actually wrote the Bible who came on the earth and was like, okay, like, because the Bible is literally written in riddles. So it's up to interpretation. People just interpret the Bible to how they want it, how they want it to be. They interpret it how to like it gives them like how it benefits them. Like they interpret it to it benefiting them. So if you're pro-abortion, you'll say something in the Bible about a line or something and be like, oh, but there's an exception or something. I don't know, bro. Cause like there's Christians that still believe in abortion. So I don't know, but and then you got Catholics and like extremists that be like, oh, that's a mortal sin.
Right, it's something that exists in a realm apart from how we would conventionally justify policy that we'd want to pass. Say when we're justifying economic policy, we'd evaluate its outcomes. We'd look at what it costs to the people, and we'd use that information, that empirical evidence, to justify if it's good or bad. But when you legislate on the basis of your faith, it doesn't allow you that room because you're just kind of using like your speculatory beliefs to justify the legislation.
Correct.
And I'd say one last thing here, right? During like antebellum era slavery here at home in the U.S., we saw Christian nationalists using like Leviticus 25 verses 44 through 46 of the Bible to justify the enslavement of black people at the time, taking away their rights. So my question to you would be, what is the logical difference?
You see what I'm saying? Oh, what the? I didn't even know she was there. What the hell?
Of black people at the time.
You see what I'm saying, though? You see what I'm saying?
25 verses 44 through 46 of the Bible to justify the enslavement.
So, and the same thing, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can just use the Bible to justify anything you want because it's all up to interpretation. There isn't like an actual straight answer in the Bible. It's all riddles, all straight up to interpretation. Other people interpret it different from other people, and they use it to justify whatever they want. Like I'm telling you, like a lot of wars are literally started over religion, or they're started and then like the people starting them, they'll justify it by using the Bible, interpreting it in a way that benefits them. So I don't know, bro.
Of black people at the time, taking away their rights. So my question to you would be, what is the logical difference between Christians 200 years ago using the Bible to justify the enslavement of black people and a Christian today using the Bible to take away access to healthcare from women? I don't think we could think of a logical distinction there, and that's why I'd say faith is best to be practiced in the confines of your own home and your own life.
So then why did Gavin Newsom ban people from practicing and praying in their own home? During the Biden administration, Gavin Newsom locked everyone down, fined them $900 just for practicing their religion. There are many people in Pasadena. There's a Pasadena church locally, and they were fined $900. Gavin Newsom prioritized.
Okay, in April 2020, the California cannot impose restrictions on religions. The gatherings, including meetings. California argued the restrictions applied to all gatherings, including non-religious ones. Wait, it says in April, the Supreme Court ruled that California could not impose restrictions on religious gatherings and households. The gatherings included Bible studies. I think this is really like a misconception. They probably did this because it was literally after, if you notice the year, this is after COVID, so they probably were just restricting people from being in a crowded area. And a lot of that was probably like religious gatherings in church or whatever, and they was like, yeah, like we still can't do that yet. It's still not open. That's probably what California was doing. I don't think they was trying to restrict the religion itself. They was just trying to restrict the people from being close to each other. Like that could be the case of why they did this. California argued the restrictions apply to all gatherings, including... Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So, like, I don't think California was specifically targeting religious gatherings. This was probably because the state wasn't open yet, and they still wanted to keep people separate to make sure COVID was limited. So this is some BS. Thank you for clearing this up at the end. I understand it. I understood it, but other mother fluffers is trying to interpret it and persuade mother fluffers into thinking California and the Democrats or whatever are, oh my God, they don't believe in religion. When in fact, bro, they was just trying to stop COVID from spreading, and they didn't want people to be in groups together in their households, whether it was religion or whether it was something else. Do not, have a social gathering. That's the point of California
recreational
doing
centers, and Catholic nuns were describing their distress over this. So what happened to freedom of speech? What happened to
this is an easy debunker right here
democracy?
for
Because clearly you
the
guys are
liberals.
constantly promoting that, right? But it seems like it's a communistic approach to our society.
Okay, can you define communism for me real quick?
Communism is someone who constantly dictates what's happening, and they average out everyone for the minority, for the majority. Everyone has to have the same houses. I mean, you look at Cuba, everybody has to have the same houses. If you go to a Latin American country, they are not pro-abortion. They are not.
Okay, so real quick, that's not what communism is. Communism is a stateless, classless, moneyless society, right? And like once again, right, this rhetoric from a right, just kind of calling anything that they don't like communism, just kind of reminds me of the Red Scare in the 1970s.
Well, it's the same way with Democrats. When you don't like something, you tend to attack the right because you hate everything they go for. The LGBTQ communities, they are constantly promoting propaganda where they include...
I'll clarify this.
Listen,
you just said if I don't like
Democrats
something,
Democrats are constantly pushing for openness and acceptance with the LGBTQ community and many organizations. And then guess what? As soon as you go against the rhetoric, as soon as you believe in God, all these LGBT communities are. Yes. Okay.
Thank you for the conversation.
Yeah, all I know at 5, I'm out of here.
This is the vampire Louis Dulac.
Sorry.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Actually, let me check your in really quick, because I didn't last time.
Of course.
There's a lot of different claims, different topics that was hit on this exact question. But one thing I do want to state from the beginning is this debate is Democrats versus Republicans, not Trump versus whoever they have in office, Kamala or whatever. So I really want to focus on Republican policies that have been pushed throughout history to now.
But Ninja, the title says Trump supporters against one woke team. Did Jubilee not inform you that that's what the title was going to be?
Individuals say. So I want to go on to abortion.
They must have put the title after the video was recorded, obviously.
Yeah.
I really don't think if a party is pushing for adoption to raise a child versus
12
murder,
more minutes on stream, I'm out of here.
that's not shying away from family values. That's not against family values. Because if that was really true, how come in pretty much every single state to date, if somebody is to term or carrying a child and they get murdered, is a double murder? It's not a single murder, it's a double murder.
Sure.
So if the judicial system, judicial system looks at it that way, shouldn't abortion be looked at the same way, or is it based on the person decide, oh yeah, I could kill somebody or not?
Yeah, I can explain that to you. So first of all, I would like to tell you why I'm pro-choice. That's because I don't value a unicellular life form that doesn't have the ability to display like first-person subjective experiences. Right? I don't value the fetus until it has that ability. That comes at about 20 through 24 weeks. But now that we got that out of the way, you do ask a great question. Right? How can I say that abortion isn't murder, then turn around and support legislation that would allow someone that kills a mother that is pregnant to be charged with double homicide? Well, I could tell you through an analogy. Let's say you have a car. What kind of car do you drive?
I drive a Malibu.
You drive a Malibu, okay. So if you go up to your Malibu, after we're done debating here and you break the windshield,
You could have used this
anything
example with a regular car.
I mean,
no, it's your car. It's your property. You can make that decision.
It depends on what view you look at it on.
Well, let's think about it this way. If you go up to your car and you consent to breaking your car's windshield, you didn't do anything wrong there. You have a right to do that. But if someone else just walking down the street goes up and breaks your car's windshield without your consent, did they do something wrong?
I mean, if you okay, for example, let's say this. If I go out on the street right now.
Wait, do you mind just answering my question so I can explain this analogy to you?
Go ahead.
So if someone else walking up this street breaks your car's windshield without your consent, did they do something wrong?
I agree, yeah.
And that's the same way I think about the right to an abortion. I would define murder as the unjustified termination of a human being's life. And I'd say it is justified when the mother would do it, as she would have the right to, as a fetus is presiding within your uterus. But if some non-consenting third party walks up and unalives her and the fetus within her room without her consent, that is unjustified.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you as well, man.
Yeah, fine.
All
Let
right,
somebody
so
else go, motherfucker.
I think your
Always
first
talk.
claim you were
Bro,
saying
he's always
that
up there and he
because Donald
never
Trump
wins
has
the
this
argument.
past
You
and
always
this
up there.
history
You always lose the
that
debate, bro.
therefore
Like,
he's
stop going up
anti-family,
there, bro.
and then therefore the entire Republican base is anti-family. Is that your
This
argument?
motherfucker, bro. Stop going up there, bro. Like, you're losing every time, bro. You're losing every time. You're stuttering over your own words. Like, come on, bro. Like, enough
I'd
is
like
enough.
to make two corrections here.
Sure.
So first of all, that's not the only reason why I'd say this. It's just one of many.
It's one of your arguments.
And then
yeah.
second of all, I wouldn't say that every conservative ever on the face of planet Earth is doesn't actually care about family values for this reason. I'd just say that this is going to be typically true.
Okay, so you think just because Donald Trump is the Republican candidate that therefore typically conservatives or Republicans are anti-family?
Well, I'd say the consideration of who the Republican Party is championing, Donald Trump, a consideration of the consequences of pro-life legislation while not having good reason to enact that legislation in the first place, along with being anti-IVF and anti-LGBTQ+ are going to be for good reasons.
Right. So let's look at Democrats then. Okay. Are you going to say that Democrats are anti-family because they elected someone like Bill Clinton and he cheated on Hillary with Monica Lewinsky? Is that, because I think if you are going to say that Trump makes the Republicans anti-family, you're going to have to say the same thing about Democrats and some of the candidates that they've elected.
Not necessarily, right? I think if Bill Clinton...
Hey, let him talk. Let him talk.
When Democrats voted for Bill Clinton, did they know, like, because they had a crystal ball, that he was going to end up cheating on his wife with Monica Lewinsky?
No, they didn't.
But when you're
That's
going
a
to vote,
huge difference then, because Trump cheated on his significant other before he got elected. Oh dang, he got you, gang. You lost, and you know that. Look at his face. He's like, damn, he got me. Damn, he got me. Fuck! This motherfucker is too good.
vote for Trump in November, do you have the prior knowledge that he cheated on 3 of his wife? He sexualized a little girl on an
Yes,
interview
but
with
also
CBS in
Democrats
1992,
voted
etc.
not to impeach him.
Okay.
Right? So aren't
Oh,
all the
curveball.
Democrats in the House that voted to not impeach him now anti-family?
Well, first of all,
That's a
I gave you 4
curveball.
considerations why I'd say that the conservative voter base is going to be anti-family. That's going to be one. But I would say that, yes,
Well,
the
right. We
Democrats
have to
in
look
Congress,
at one argument at a time.
well, I mean, I wouldn't say that, yeah, this alone is necessary in saying that all conservatives are anti-family. I'd say it's one of the considerations. I would say that, yeah, like the Democrats in Congress that didn't elect to impeach, Bill Clinton probably didn't do the right thing there. But then additionally, I'd say even when we look at legislation from the Democratic platform versus the Republican one, I mean, the Democratic platform, wants to federally protect all women and girls' right to access abortion, right? That's going to make sure that unwanted kids aren't
Why is
placed
he
in unready
blinking like
households.
that?
The Democrat platform wants to raise the child tax credit to $6,000.
Blinking mad
So, I
hard.
mean, you're being pushed on this argument, and then you're just bringing up other arguments. You're not actually addressing my claims. But additionally, I don't think you can say, oh, just because I'm going to vote for this candidate because I like their policies means I'm therefore anti-family. And I think you have a lot of Republicans, myself included, that
It's
are
because the
very
outcome's the-
that are very pro-family and that, want those things and are disgusted by Trump's previous behavior. But that's not our voting philosophy. Our voting philosophy is based off of policies and what we think are going to be best for the country. That doesn't mean we don't have disagreements with Trump and his personal life.
Yeah.
And I think with literally any candidate, you're going to have disagreements on different policies that they like and different personal behaviors and
Yeah.
actions in their life.
Yeah.
But that does not mean that therefore I'm anti-family because I'm going to vote for Donald Trump.
Well, here's the way I'd put it. I don't see how you could call yourself pro-family, turn around, platform Donald Trump with his, anti-family past, cheated on 3 of the wives, 1 with a porn star, and vote for his legislation that in turn is anti-family as well.
But
such as
again,
being
I just
anti-abortion
said
access.
that's not our voting philosophy.
You said that you voted on the context of policy, but this is also considering the policy that he wants to enact. Thanks for the conversation, man.
And he's like,
My
"Fuck
next
y'all
claim
here,
is
shade."
Democrats are more patriotic than Republicans.
Oh god. I might
Popeye's
skip over that
Wings are the
topic, bro.
official
That
wing
doesn't
of watching
matter.
football. Win the wing game every week.
I might skip over this topic.
And all of that. What is patriotic about supporting all the drugs that are coming in,
Oh.
all the things?
Signing those fake
I did not know Shorty was gonna
Democrats
pull
are
up
very
this.
patriotic. It is that you and everybody around this room. Noel is the
You guys can vote.
Hello.
Yeah.
Nice. Hello. Nice
Hey.
to meet you. Okay, so really bold, clear statement that Democrats are very patriotic. Let's talk about the actions of the Democrats being very glorious in loving our country.
Well, I would like to clarify.
Yeah,
My
clarify,
claim is not
please.
that Democrats are very patriotic. It is that they are more patriotic than Republicans, but I apologize for interrupting you.
Okay, no, but I would like clarity on what are those actions, because in my understanding of Democrats being really patriotic is destroying the nuclear family, burning down flags, burning down buildings. I mean, we see just destruction in our cities. Did you see the trash and all the homelessness going out in LA? What is patriotic about supporting all of that? What is patriotic about supporting all the drugs that are coming in, all the things that we're allowing, the human sex trafficking, allowing all these things and policies going on? What is patriotic about that? What screams "I love America" of people
You said that. You
proclaiming
said that. You said that Democrats support, right?
No, I'm just asking, what are the patriotic acts that show? Because what patriotism means to me is kneeling for those who have sacrificed for our country. My father has served 30 years in the military, right? That is 30 years that he is not getting back, that he has fought for his country, laid down his life
Yeah, Shawty
for.
bad,
What
but
is
she
patriotic?
can't even
See,
carry this
we're
boring ass topic,
changed.
bro.
Well, we should blame that on Trump because he is the one that organized the
this?
pullout.
Another girl?
That's actually wrong. He didn't.
He did.
I know the lawyers that worked with JAG for that operation.
Signed an agreement with the move all U.S. troops from the country within 14 months. In April, is announced he will pull U.S. troops out of any allies, taking full responsibility.
And it was a long.
I asked you if they were murdered.
Yo, he's really like just
All right, so
one
you
v
said
20 in
that
these ninjas, and he's
Democrats
winning.
are more patriotic than Republicans.
Yes, because
So, I would like to hear. So, how would you describe the epic failure with the Biden administration, and how would you see it as being patriotic in the way that we left Afghanistan?
Well, if you want to reference our Afghanistan pullout as not being patriotic, well, we should blame that on Trump because he is the one that organized the pullout.
That's actually wrong. He didn't.
He did.
I know the lawyers that worked with JAG for that operation, and it was a long strategic pullout over the course of several years. It was the Biden administration that booked when they were going to leave. It was their operation with the military complex under Austin that pulled that out. It was an epic failure. So are you agreeing that it was a failure?
Okay, well, I mean, if you seemingly know more than me about the pullout from Afghanistan, as far as I'm aware, that was organized under by Trump's administration.
Do you see giving the Qatari embassy to the Taliban as patriotic?
Well, I would like to just.
Make your point. Was it patriotic?
Okay,
I'm asking
dude.
you yes or no.
Okay, well,
man, I just
interruption
skipped like a
will be able
little
to
bit
have
and
a hopefully
she got
productive conversation.
flabbergasted.
Point.
Okay, well, I'm.
So patriotically
I
speaking,
mean, if I can't speak,
is that
I'm
something
not
that's
gonna go anywhere.
patriotic to you? Is leaving someone behind patriotic?
Okay, well, if you will allow me to speak without.
I'm waiting for you.
Yeah, yeah.
You're very quick with everybody else. Come on.
If you will allow me to speak without
Go ahead.
interruption, we'll be able to have.
Yo, what? Nah.
Have a hopefully productive conversation.
Come on. Point.
Okay.
Let's go.
Well,
Yeah, I
I'm
could tell she
seriously,
was
I'm not gonna be
annoying
able to
as
make a
hell in
point if you
school.
keep interrupting me. Like that's just like we gotta.
No, you're stalling. You're stalling. Make your point. Was it patriotic?
Okay.
Yo, what is her deal, bruh? She got no chill, bro. Like, there's something mentally wrong with her. Like, I can actually tell.
Dude.
Like, nobody else was doing this but her. Like, she's really pressing him for no reason.
Yes or no? Was that patriotic for you?
Okay.
Were you embarrassed?
Okay.
You have family that's in the
I'm not going to be
military?
able to give you a yes or no answer. I'm going to have to give you a fleshed out answer. I will address your point if you could.
Flushed out answer. You don't have a yes or no on patriotism, leaving people
Okay.
behind in Afghanistan.
So if you
a
will,
war that we spent over 20
you're,
years.
you're just still not allowing me
fighting?
to talk here. Do you mind if I
I'm
finish?
waiting.
Do
Yes
you-
or no?
Well, it's not a yes or no question.
It is a yes.
She's like, yo, you either gonna say yes or no, mother fluffer. There's no other answer to this question, and she making sure she pressing the hell out of this ninja, bro.
Yes or no?
Look at his
Should I
face.
ask you
He's
yes
like,
or
oh,
no?
she
It's very
pressed
direct.
it.
Yes
you will-
or no?
Okay,
Yo,
so what
this
you were
is
trying to
just-
do is
this
just
is
trying to
cringe,
force
but
me
this
into
is also
asking a
funny
question
at the
when I
same
can't even
time.
respond to the claims that you've
Nah,
made.
they trolling.
No, you're
bro.
dancing around the question
All
because
right,
you
they're
don't want
talking
to
over each
answer
other. I'm
because
gonna
it's
talk over this
gonna make
video.
you
So I was good.
if the
My day was
Afghanistan-
good. Yeah, no, I was chilling. I was like,
Any
oh, everything, bro. I was like,
American
everything. Like,
can tell that it was not
real is
patriotic.
that?
It made us
Come
look
on,
bad.
man.
It was
Come on, man.
embarrassing. We all had doubts on what was going to happen under this administration just based on that alone. And the fact that we still have people there, that's embarrassing.
Okay. All right. So if the Afghanistan pullout were to have occurred as the way that you described it, it would have been anti-patriotic. It would have been bad. 13 service members lost their lives. I don't think that they deserve to do that. I'm under the impression that Donald Trump had organized that pullout while he was president. It was
Never.
executed under the Biden-Harris administration.
Nope.
You're saying that's false. We'll leave it up to the fact checkers.
attorneys
And then I'd also,
operated that,
please,
and they
please,
didn't use
yo, hey, please.
Yo.
just let me finish. Please.
No, he's getting.
So sorry for cussing.
Oh, he dropped the F-bomb.
Please.
No.
Let me finish. Please.
Oh, he dropped the F-bomb, bro. Yo, he's stressed. Yeah, she got him stressed. Yo, look, he's so happy. He's like, oh, this is what I wanted my entire life. I just wanted him to break your character. You're not a saint. You're not a saint. You're just like the rest of us. You know you want to curse. You know you want to curse. Yes, he finally cursed. Like, bro, what? Yo, she really got him, like, stressed to the point that he actually dropped the F-bomb, bro. He broke his character, bro.
Sorry for cussing. You can cut that out. Please just allow me to finish here.
That's not patriotic.
Okay, so
Oh, God.
I would still say that
Bro, get her
attempting
outta here,
to
bro.
overthrow our federal government with the use of a coup to
Yo, if
rig
this
an
is
election
anything, this
would
is
be less.
What would you say
bro.
to somebody? What would you?
Like, her debate was entertaining.
Paris
as
is
hell,
calling
bro.
with
She
French
really came
beef.
with that energy, bro.
Fly in comfort. On board our next generation A350.
Hey, welcome down. How you doing?
Okay, so I feel like a lot of what this question is holding is what is in the best for the
Well,
American people.
It was fact check that Trump definitely did pull troops out of Afghanistan. So that's improving. Oh, we're done. Oh, thank God.
I don't think in all scenarios that ending the life of a
Oh, I need to see this, bro. But I need to go at the same time. Nah, I'm seeing this one. All right, finally. Yo, I'm not staying for him.
Yeah.
I think there were two reasons why Dean chose me. I think I was probably one of the more respectful people that disagreed with him. And then the second reason is I think I actually challenged him.
He had made a claim along the lines of Bill Clinton, cheating on his wife with modern family value.
My claim is that abortion is immoral or not
hear this.
justified. And so I think it kind of comes down to four main reasons.
So do they still get voted out?
Logically, the argument is to kill an innocent human being is morally wrong. I'm sure you agree with that one.
So this is a one-on-one debate for 10
abortion
minutes about
is
this.
the killing of an innocent
This
human being.
this probably is the most polarizing and controversial topic. Is abortion immoral? Like, we'll see, bro.
So therefore,
This debate's gonna be
abortion
interesting.
is morally wrong. So that's the logical argument.
Hang on, wait, let's see the logical one.
To kill, logically, the argument is to kill an innocent human being is morally wrong. I'm sure you agree with that one. The second is that abortion is the killing of an innocent human being. So therefore, abortion is morally wrong. So that's the logical argument. But I think there's 4 points that you're going to bring up that determine whether or not a fetus is human or not. So first is size. Second is level of development. 3 is environment. And 4th is degree of dependency. So all of those things, kind of what I hear pro-choicers say, fall under those categories. And none of those categories determine human value or human worth. You being
I said I'm
valuable as a
pro-abortion.
human
I mean
is
pro-choice. Y'all know what I
based,
mean, man.
one, in the fact that you are a human, like that you are part of the human species.
Okay.
But secondly, I would say because you are made in the image of God as well.
Okay.
And so that would be, I think, the basis of why I am pro-life.
Okay, yeah, let's have a conversation about this, man. So first of all, I'll just tell you why I'm pro-choice. So I'm pro-choice because I only value life forms that would fall into a specific conjunction of traits. I value any life form that has a conjunction between past or present and future subjective experiences, and it's not until about 20 through 24 weeks that is true of a fetus. Therefore, prior to that point, I'm not going to associate value with the life of that fetus. Second of all, you said that a human was valuable, A, because it's human, and B, it's made in the image of God. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the idea that you value it because it's made in the image of God, and that is what makes you vote for pro-life legislation. I don't think that we should be using faith-based beliefs to vote for legislation.
Why not?
Because when this has been used historically, this has led to very negative outcomes. One individual might say...
That's not true.
One moment. So one person might say that slavery is okay because God said so, and you're saying that abortion is wrong because God said so. How do we distinguish between those two statements?
See, I never said that, actually. I gave a whole logical argument that's separate from Scripture. But
we can talk about
you agreed to my first premise, so I don't even know why you're bringing it up. It just seems kind of like a red herring.
Okay.
So you agree to my first premise that killing an innocent human person is wrong. Right?
I do not. So I don't think in all scenarios that ending the life of an innocent human being is wrong. I wouldn't say that it would be wrong for a fetus before 20 through 24 weeks for the reason it falls outside of that conjunction of value I gave you. It doesn't have the ability to deploy first-person subjective experiences. And maybe you'll
So what
agree
does
with
that
me.
mean? Explain that to me.
Yeah, so like a first-person subjective experience is, like a type of qualia that we all experience and what, gives us an inference of the idea that you're sitting in a chair in front of a microphone and you can engage with me in a subjective way. It's a little bit hard to explain, but we could sum this up as consciousness. And then second of all, let's see if maybe you agree with your first premise. Would you say it is murder to pull the plug on a brain-dead patient?
Yeah, but I think that's irrelevant to the debate.
You say that
No. I was literally about to say that too. I was like, the same logic, bro. I was about to be like, is it immoral for you to kill a human being, that's a vegetable? Because then, like, low key, like that logic, like, is that the same? And then I was about to be like, because my teacher was like, all life, if you just breathing, like, or you exist, like, you want to live. So I was like, okay, so killing an animal is immoral then, because that thing wants to live, and that's immoral. I'm just saying, bro.
It's murder, and it's not irrelevant to the debate. So do you think that should be made illegal?
Yeah, I think so.
To pull the plug on a brain dead patient.
Yeah, if that person is still alive, then yeah, we cannot make that choice.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. Man, look at them, bro. They gonna disagree with him about that. But you wanna know why he agrees? Because he's trying to keep the same. He knows what he's trying to do. The logic has to be consistent. Because if he would have been like, oh, like it needs to be legal, then he would have been like, oh, like. Then the same logic goes for the abortion. So I see why he definitely did that, and they definitely. You can see it on his face, bro, in his ball spot, bro. You can see it on his face and his ball spot. He does not. He don't know about that one, bro.
We have to let nature take its course for that.
Okay. Maybe something else we could say here. Human life begins at the moment of conception, yeah?
Yeah, I would agree to that.
Okay, and it's murder to kill it after that. So would you say, this was a question I asked earlier, would you say that women with IUDs can be murderers? Because in some contexts, an IUD will allow for conception to occur, but then it will...
IUD, explain that.
So an IUD is a form of birth control. It's inserted into a female's cervix, I believe. Maybe that'll get fact-checked.
Well, so yeah,
I mean, what it does is in some scenarios, it can prevent conception of a unicellular zygote. In others, it will allow for conception to occur, then prevent implantation.
If conception happens and then the fetus is terminated, that is murder.
Okay, so you'd say that some women with IUDs are murderers?
Yeah.
Okay, do you think that all murderers should go to jail?
Well, yeah, I do.
Okay, so then you'd say that some women with some forms of birth control should go to jail?
Yeah, and see now we're on a red herring though. You're
No,
talking
it's
about
called a reductio ad
policy.
absurdum.
You're talking about policy, but what?
This isn't policy.
But you're avoiding the actual discussion.
No, this isn't
the
avoiding the
actual discussion. Is what is a fetus? What is the unborn? And your only argument.
Yo, that's a good question, bro, or a good statement. Like, what is the fetus? And that's like up to interpretation by anybody that, and anybody that interprets it, like, it's got to benefit their way of thinking. So it's up to interpretation of a fetus, to be honest. But then again, right? Isn't
And
a fetus
against
a living
that was
thing?
level of development. And you said you have to be conscious that's what you value.
Okay.
Yeah?
So first of all,
Is that correct?
Yeah. So
Is that
I
your only
only value life forms that have a conjunction of past or present and future subjective experiences. But I would like to repeat, no, that line of questioning was not a red herring. It was using your logic to imply a certain.
No, but
Yo, what is a red herring? Hold on. I keep hearing that.
So one moment,
but
just
you're
allow me
getting
to,
away
just
from
allow
the
me
main
30 seconds to finish here, right? So the same logic you're using to imply that that abortion is murder and should be criminalized has also led you to the conclusion that women that use some forms of birth control should be sent to jail. Okay, I don't think that's logic we should trust
but also,
because of how absurd the conclusions can be.
No, but here's the problem: is that people within the pro-life movement disagree on that stuff. So you can't use that to discredit the entire pro-life movement.
I'm using that to discredit your stance.
No, but what every pro-lifer agrees on, and what the heart of the issue is that you seem to be running away from, is what is the unborn. And so your example of consciousness falls into level of development. But so does that mean that if we have someone, and you said, I think, subjective experiences and things like that as well, does that mean if someone is born blind and deaf, they're less of a human being?
No,
because they can't have the same experiences as the rest of us?
So first of all, I don't think that level of experiences, like I don't know, a newborn being less conscious than you or I, that's not going to determine them to have less value. My statement would be if they have any subjective experiences, they're going to have the same amount of value, and that's going to be consistent across the board. Second of all, I'm not using this determinator for moral value, that being like first-person subjective experiences.
But I think it's so obvious that you can tell, like, because you do it within the first 24 weeks or so, like you do it within the first month, you either gonna kill the kid or not. There's a reason why they don't allow you to kill the kid after the first month, because your limit is done. And okay, but you get a say like immediately, because it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, like obviously that baby can't be alive, bro, like 24 weeks, like, or it's like, I don't know, bro, but it's like, who knows? Who knows? But if we just take the religious thing out of it, let me take the religious variable out of the equation and just go off of straight logic. No way that baby's alive. You can't say that baby's alive. You know what I'm saying? Now, after a month or so, I guess maybe the 24 weeks is misleading or whatever, but I guess there's a reason why they limit it or something, because you actually can see the baby is in the belly after a certain amount of time, which obviously then there's no way in hell you should be aborting that ish. But before, like when it's just born or not born, when it's just concepted or whatever or formed, that thing is not alive. It's barely made. Like, come on, you can't even see its form or whatever. There's no way. But then again, I guess you can kind of prove it. Like, oh wait, but we can see it clear as day in this thing, in this graph. So I guess.
Evaluate what is or isn't a human. A unicellular zygote from the moment of conception is a human, as determined by biologists, right? They have unique human DNA, right? My assertion here is that I do not value the fetus prior to that point because they lack this ability that is necessary for them to be harmed. They
But
don't
the
have a
problem
well-being.
is
They
when
can't be
you-
harmed. They
when-
don't have first-person subjective experiences. And to say that all human life, regardless of the point of its development, including a unicellular zygote, is just as valuable, that's insane.
But you're putting a barrier on what is a human being.
No.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm
That's
already
what
told-
you have to do.
No.
And I mean, we all put the barrier somewhere. Pro-lifers say.
I will clarify
it
again,
has
it's a
to
human
be-
being from the moment of
Can I
conception.
finish?
Not all human beings are valuable, of course.
Okay. What I was saying is we all put the barrier somewhere. And so pro-lifers are going to put the barrier on conception because that is when it is an independent human being. But you're putting the barrier on consciousness. And I'm saying...
It's true.
So if you're going to put the barrier there, the problem is that the result of that view is that people with less consciousness have less value.
It is not.
Yes, it is.
Right.
Why is that not the case?
Yeah, because my conjunction for value is meeting the conditions of having the ability to deploy consciousness, right? But if you deploy more consciousness than another human, that doesn't mean you have more
Okay,
value than them.
deploy
Any level of consciousness, right, is going to yield the same amount of value as the next. I think that as soon as a fetus gains this ability to deploy these first-person subjective experiences, that they have just as much value as
Okay,
you not.
deploy consciousness. So what about if you have someone that is unconscious, that cannot deploy consciousness?
Well, once
Can
again,
we just kill them?
No, because they would still meet the conditions of my conjunction for distributing more value.
What's the
That being past or present consciousness and future consciousness, right? So if you meet
And
that conjunction,
future consciousness.
yeah.
Okay, so if they have the
But
potential...
he also said past consciousness too, which the fetus definitely does not have past consciousness. And he's probably gonna make that point too. Like he also said, it has to meet two conditions: past and future consciousness, not just future consciousness.
For consciousness.
I do not think that the potential for consciousness in the future on its own would yield a morally valuable
Okay, so
life.
now you're walking back on
I am not walking back.
Yeah, you
at
did,
all.
because you said.
I have a
based on
question. Is the
future-
potentiality for
Hold on.
consciousness?
Can you let me finish? Because you've been complaining about everyone interrupting, and that's fair. But I need to make my point. All right. So you were saying that you were just saying about future consciousness, and that's exactly the argument with the pro-life, is that they have the potential for that consciousness. And again, you're discriminating based on level of development. And if we were to discriminate against a toddler or whatnot based off of level of development, if that's what it means to be human, then that introduces a subjective aspect.
You're just kind of making talking points now, right? I've already clarified that this isn't what makes someone a human. This is what makes a human morally valuable.
Yeah, but
I've
the
also
problem
clarified, one moment, allow me to finish.
Sure,
allow me to
go ahead.
finish. I've also clarified here that no, I do not value potential for future consciousness on its own. I value it in conjunct to past or present. I feel as if you are almost ignoring my argument.
told you I was gonna make
we
that
have
point
it on
that he was
video
gonna
of
talk
you
about
not
past.
just saying past and present, but you saying future. So, I mean, you're walking back. If you want to admit that you're walking it back, that's fine. That's totally fine. But that's what you said.
Okay, so
you
when the
deny that?
So yeah, when the people at home watch this and scrub, their YouTube, bar at the bottom back, they will see that I said past or present consciousness and future consciousness.
Yeah, he definitely did say past them. He said all three needed to meet that criteria. Because I even said it before he even brought it up that, yeah, he's going to say past for sure. It's like he totally forgot that he said past consciousness. Or else he misunderstood and said that they got to meet either one of the criteria that he mentioned, or he has to meet all three of the criteria. But he definitely did mention all three of the criteria.
Yeah, and future consciousness. Exactly.
Call it conjunction.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Would you like me to describe to you what a conjunct is and why I would use that to describe
So
you're-
value?
That was a good debate, man. Even though we didn't really go anywhere.
Good dialogue.
Oh man, bro, he's stressed, bro. He's gonna
At
have
the
to.
end of the day,
But he's gonna have to pop a Xanax when he gets home, smoke a flat blunt. Like, bro, they got him stressed, bro. He dropped the F-bomb in this tree, bro.
not just about me trying to change everybody else's minds, but it's also about me becoming a better person and holding
All right, yeah. Jeez, I'm out of here.